injured and ill. The more than 100,000 Australians who have made the ultimate sacrifice with the loss of their lives. The Anzacs showed us these qualities: to be healthy, confident, competitive, innovative and freedom-loving individuals who, with good leadership and high motivation, can more than match the best in the world. We have the ability to face challenges together and overcome them, to put community before self, to be courageous, determined, self-reliant and strong. The Anzac spirit forged at Gallipoli will never be forgotten. This is why Australians come together every Anzac Day. We do it to remember the Anzacs and their achievements. And we should remember them not as old soldiers from a distant war, but as the young Australians they were in 1915. We will now honour the Anzacs with the laying of the wreaths. And I'll introduce each of our special guests who will honour them with the laying of a wreath. Firstly, the Honourable Richard Marles, Federal MP for Corio. Michael Tate, representing Christine Cousins, MLA for Geelong. Darren Cheeseman, MLA for South Barwon. Councillor Belinda Maloney, representing the City of Greater Geelong. Andrew Harms, President of the Geelong RSL. Brad Moore, Special Ambassador for the Soldier On organisation. Frankie Cunningham from the Vietnam Vets. Sean Atkinson, representing AFL Barwon. Mark Hovey, representing the St Joseph's Football and Netball Club. Bill Brebner from Buckley's. Lockie Farr, representing the South Barwon Football and Netball Club. Invite Frankie Cunningham from the Vietnam Vets to come forward and deliver the ode.
They went with song to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eyes, steady aglow. They were staunch to the end against the odds uncounted. They fell with their face to the foe. They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, years to death. And at the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
And bombs are spread. the Anzac observance ceremony. Footballers and netballers remain lined up on the members' wing. So the netball and football will start at 1:50. The ceremony going probably a little bit quicker than they had scheduled. They'd allowed 20 minutes for it. It's taken just on about 15. So what we'll do is we'll get a breakaway, come back, have a look at the rest of the round in the vicinity of 10 goals, including a 100-pointer a couple of years ago. But our first quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Here is Jason Doherty.
Henry Walsh gets it down from the first bounce, and St Joseph's go towards the 10-pin bowling end to start with, towards centre half forward. And they can pick it up and go quickly through Antonak, who goes long with a kick over the top of the full forward and the full back. Getting back there quickly was Charlie Francis in the last line of defence and sees it through for a one behind to St Joseph's. And they kick in quickly and they've chopped it off and they've done well. Joey's there. Cam Tudor comes across. He kicks into the man on the mark though, which was Jackson Carrick. So ball in dispute in the back pocket for the Swans. They've got the numbers though. Oh, that was a high tackle. The umpire will come in. So South Barwon just to settle the play down and between the back pocket and half back. And they come towards the centre wing position. Walsh gets in the middle, punched away from behind and couldn't quite take it away. Swans come back, but only as far as Riley Kershaw.
Chopped off the kick of Madigan, goes into the middle to Webb. Webb wearing the unfamiliar number 18 today. Kicks towards half forward, puts it out into the front of a teammate running onto it. That might be Mullen with the footy now. It is. He takes off, sends it towards goal. Goal square. What's he got down there? Looking for a marking option. There is none. But off the hands of the pack, a quick snap across the face of goal by Cal Mitchell. And that has gone out of bounds on the full and will be a free kick to South Barwon in the left back pocket.
Carson spoke about that move with Mitchell being a known defender heading forward. Started forward deep.
Jay Lever with the resultant free kick at the 10-pin bowling into the ground. Brings it to half-back, looking for a mark. Davis is there. It's off the hands of the pack at the front of that pack. A handball out, comes back towards Al Hickey, the skipper, puts it on the boot, and a fly and a mark. It's a good grab. That might be Mitchell taking a Hamlin Hanger contender early. So Cal Mitchell coming off a couple of goals in the VFL for the Cats last week in their demolition of North Melbourne. Not required for the Geelong clash with the AFL Academy yesterday. And that's a good bonus for Paul Carson to have somebody of Cal Mitchell's quality lining up, Kirsch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know how good he is over the years, and to see him forwards, it's a great move by, I guess, VFL and Joey's.
Well, he's only got the one goal in his 39 games previously for St Joseph's. Can he add to that? And he can. He's kicked his second for St Joey's. So he comes back and has an instant impact, and they're up and about St Joseph's early in this opening term thanks to Harvey Norman. They are 117. South Barwon yet to score on the K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices, and for Wilson's Real Estate in the Experts Chair, here's Matt Kershaw.
What it does having Mitchell in that forward line, because we know how mobile he is, it does take a little bit of pressure off Cam Tudor having to get up the ground, and then you got that one behind Tudor, and it looks like Paddy de Grandy's playing deep, so it looks like they've got a pretty good mix down that forward line at the moment. Antonak Mullins have also been prevalent in the couple of kicks early and shots on goal.
So back to the middle. Walsh going up, and Davison gets it down nicely. Gow doesn't sit for him, no. Coming off half forward for the home side was Dwyer. They try and get it through, but St Joseph's with the numbers around the ball. Ball spills through. Was that a throw? Umpire said yes, it was. Going to be come back, and Mulroney is going to take the free kick for South Barwon inside the centre square. He plays on quickly, gives the handball away. They go with a kick inside 50. At the back, the ball came quickly from Noble. They get it around to Lee. His kick was smothered though. And Joey's, can they break from the front of the pack? Adams is over the top of it. He gets rid of the football. Umpire says play on. Pretty scrambly. Ball from Luxford towards full forward. But St Joseph's with the numbers at the back, and they can break free. And now they go from I think it was... That was that... That was Gow, was it? Sorry, it was Gow. I thought it was Sanders. It was Gow. He's not playing, so I'll take him off the list. Gow it was.
So his kick got to half back and has gone out of bounds. So it's right half forward, Reynolds Road side of McDonald Reserve. Ball back into play. Davis winning the tap down in front of the pack. Handball out to the side door to Kerris. Kerris went to go one way, then had to come back onto his right boot. Snaps towards the wing. Off the hands of the pack. Mitchell's there. Lost it in the tackle. Wonderful pick up. That might have been Ferguson coming through with good hands, but his handball a little bit slick. He'll have to go again. Might be Ferguson wearing number 10. He's listed as wearing number 3, but he's run out in the number 10 this afternoon, Riley Ferguson.
Harry Smith's in the number 3.
Yep. Thank you for that, Buzz. Good pick up by you. Kick inside, forward 50, looking for Caldo or Bosley. Neither could mark. Back of the pack numbers there for St Joseph's. Keris with a handball. Here's Ferguson again, sending a kick towards the outer wing. A stretch, but no mark from De Grande. Great St Joseph's names. There's some great St Joseph's names out there. De Grande, Mullen, Humphrey, Smith. And we'll get a boundary throw in just forward of the wing, favouring South Barwon out of side of McDonald Reserve. St Joseph's 1-1-7 leading South, yet to score. 5 minutes almost gone on the total tools time clock.
Walsh gets it down, only as far as Madigan though. Pack developed, ball still in dispute. Good tackle came quickly from Hogan for South Barwon, and the umpire will come in and ball it up again in between wing. Half forward Reynolds Road side of the ground, just in attack for the home side. Walsh gets a hand to it. Running through the middle of the pack there was Mulroney. Didn't take the football though. Now Joey's outboard can go okay towards centre wing, and that is a very, very good mark, and that has been taken by De Grande a long way up the ground at centre wing. Plays on quickly, goes with a kick towards half forward on a long lead. Shooter comes out, does nicely, picks it up on the half volley. They've got some numbers there if they can get the ball away effectively. They can't do so though. In front of the scoreboard, the Swans from behind. Luxford's got it, might be able to clear the ball.
He came towards the outer wing. What's he got marking wise? No mark taken there by Lee, but he's going to find it out the back of the pack, although he'll get a free. Will it come back to be a free kick? No, we've got 2 whistles going here. He's got a game on the background. Quick snap forward, bouncing ball rolling from Caldo out of bounds. Right forward pocket will get a boundary thrown. So they've transitioned okay out of defence, South Barwon, a couple of times.
Under a bit of pressure down there though, and there's only 2 turnovers. They've got some easy rebound.
Just the breeze, Buzz. Joey's handling it okay so far?
Yeah, no dramas at all, is it? It still hasn't picked up. Can you still ever so slightly go into that Reynolds Road side?
South Point Garden Supplies ground report from the boundary throwing. Going to get a free kick for Walsh, who was maybe being held on to. Big Henry kicks short to centre half back. Billy went to 15. Mark taken there by Harry Smith. Smith brings it towards our broadcast position with a well-weighted ball to Morrison. That's Zach Morrison. You've got Zach Morrison with 1 R and Oscar Morrison with 2 R's. A handball to his skipper and Hickey. Hickey a kick to the wing, looking for Heinz to fly. Couldn't take the mark. Back of the pack, Lever cleaned up. Quick handball off to Peters, the former Bannockburn star. Bouncing ball to Caldo. The co-captain, a handball underground was okay. They're a chance here, the Swans. Just an exchange of handballs at left half forward. Comes through now to Hogan. Jams it on the boot inside forward 50. Not a great kick. Ferguson, a wonderful pickup and handball release, trying to get Paliuris away. He should get a free kick for being taken too high.
And he will at centre half back. Luxford holds him up, but he gets the handball away quickly, and that goes to Kershaw. Goes out centre wing to Grande. Good mark. Under pressure on centre wing.
Prominent early.
He has been very good, and he goes now. He's thinking about getting around. He does. Right foot kick in towards centre half forward. All South Barwon, they line up to take the mark in the end, and they go wide towards Jake Peters, who can take the mark and draw a player and get it over the top quickly. Goes towards O'Dwyer on centre wing. On the left, kicks it to Tom King in the box. It's out of bounds on the full, and Kingy will get his first possession of the afternoon.
Hovey, right at the interchange gates. He's been told to get behind his mark by umpire Davin Reid. Josh Hovey got a good bit of ink going on the left calf. The mustachio Josh Hovey. He's got Ferguson presenting short, but he goes a little bit longer than that to Paliuris. It just hung in the air, but not. Paliuris has grabbed at his left knee. So Paliuris, we know, is playing without an ACL. Is heavily strapped, and he's quickly released a handball, and I reckon there's a look of resignation on his face as he gave a handball to Ferguson. Kick inside forward 50 is a well-weighted one, and the mark taken in the forward pocket, in the left forward pocket there by Gow. I think it's got it in his hands right now, the Geelong VFL listed Gow. He's beckoning somebody to come towards him, so he heads to the pocket. It's a well-weighted ball onto the chest of Tudor. As we go down to you, Josh Conway for St John of God, your emergency specialist, now open 24/7. I think Dr. Joe Vagona looking straight at Kieran Paliuris.
Yeah, not looking good. Kingy, he knew straight away, didn't he? As soon as he landed, I'll keep you updated.
Thank you for that. Good work, Buzz, down boundary side for Loco Sportswear. Cam Tudor in the left forward pocket. This will be a tough kick this afternoon. You have to start at right goal post and work it back. He has done exactly that, but in doing so, has pulled it a little bit too much and threw for a behind. St Joseph's, the better of the early exchanges on Anzac Day. 1-2-8. South Barwon yet to score as we've got 8 minutes on the Total Tools time clock in this Harvey Norman first quarter.
Swans kick it in, and they go up the ground, looking there for Mulroney. Can't take it. Joey's with the numbers at the back. Hickey goes backboard towards that Antonak. He can't pick it up. Ball in dispute at half forward, just inside the centre square. Luxford in there as well. Comes out somehow. And now, big rugby scrum. And we will have a ball up. Just inside, as we said, the centre square. just on the attack side for Joey's. Lead 1-2-8. South Barwon yet to score. Davis does nicely, gets it down quickly towards Carrick. Roved off the back by Webb. Webb it gets to Webb now, and the ball comes out quickly from Humphrey. He goes out wide, and that looks for Hutchinson out there, but he loses the football, and South Barwon have got an opportunity. They go back to Lee, who's open at centre half forward.
Good Ollie Lee sweeps a handball that missed its target. Was intended for Caldo. Hines picked up the loose footy. Handball off to Kershaw. Kershaw a kick to half forward to a one-on-one, and the mark taken nicely there. Antonak did okay. In fact, no, it's Mullen. Mullen will swing onto his right boot, send it looking for a searching lead coming from Mitchell. Mitchell had to play spoiler from behind, and he was a little bit late on that spoil, and the mark taken there for South Barwon by Driver. Third in the best and fairest in 2019, Jack Driver, and a couple of nice grabs last week. We saw through sports media photographs. Kick towards the wing, looking for O'Dwyer, sets him a task, spoils on Ferguson. Madigan outside of the left boot, kick forward, but it'll land comfortably in the waiting hands of St Joseph's Josh Hovey. Hovey, a premiership player at St Joseph's, and Torquay, and a 50-metre penalty now was... Apparently Jackson Carrick didn't hear it.
He was just inching forward, just didn't hear the call.
Yep, umpire Richards was all over that one, the Moth. He was hovering, and 50-metre penalty as Hovey's just taking his time here, and that's allowing South Barwon just to roll some numbers back defensively. Man on the mark stands just outside 50.
Paliuris is back up too. Can you just head him towards your commentary position at the moment?
Okay, he's trying that knee out. Hovey, a high ball towards goal. He's got a good piece of the kick. It's going to be off the fist of Davis to the goal line, and then trying to keep it alive is Francis, but in the end he's happy to see it through for a behind and a minor score. So 1-3-9 St Joseph's. South Barwon yet to score. We'll keep an eye on Kieran Paliuris, who for St John of God, your emergency specialist, just battling with that left knee.
So the Swans again in. This time try and measure the pass to Luxford. It's okay. Takes it at defensive 50. Wants to go to the outer side. Does now. Tumbling punt towards Lee. Going to have a couple against him. He's got support. They handball it back in. Balls, it might end up back with Lee as it comes from Noble. He gets it over the top and back to Noble again. They run through half forward. They go long. Bosley behind. Use the body. Couldn't take the mark off the side of the pack though. And Peters runs in and kicks the goal for South Barwon. So Jake Peters kicks his first of the afternoon. And the first for the home side. They are one straight. And Charles St Joseph's 1-3-9. And that has gone 12 minutes. Total Tools time clock. And here's Matt Kershaw.
Well, I see Hutchison went up then as that third defender over the top, but didn't impact the play. If you're going to make a play at it and go up, and you're going to impact the play, and he actually didn't. And front and centre Peters, nice easy goal for the front and centre players.
Kirsch, there's a concern there for Cal Mitchell too. He's getting some work done on his groin. He doesn't look very comfortable at all down here getting some work done at the moment.
And just an update on Kieran Paliuris, who just continues to stride out in front of us.
Yeah,
Buzz.
just continues to do some tests, mate. He looks to be moving reasonably okay, doesn't he?
Might have just pinched his knee on the landing, but
Didn't look good,
didn't look great at all when you've only got a partial ACL.
How do you do that in the first place? How do you play with a partial?
It's a year to get it right.
It's amazing.
Looks like he's about to come back on too, so
Good news.
must have given the all clear.
Thank you for that. Buzz, good work for you down boundary side. In the middle, Davis winning the tap down. Peters doing the roving. The goal kicker, a high left foot kick towards centre half forward. Ball will land with Hickey doing some work there against his opponent in Dwyer. Ball hits the ground. Dwyer was good though to get a handball release, but only as far as Kerris. Kerris gives it to Adams. Adams a release to Hines. Hines at right half back. Shares it by hand. Hutchinson though had it knocked away. Well done by Francis, the Queenscliff Junior, banging it on the boot towards centre half forward, but Webb in the familiar long sleeves down on his knees, genuflecting, takes the mark. He's kicked though wide, asks a little bit of his teammate who has to throw it on the boot quickly there in Morrison on debut, but he got it away okay, and they're a chance to build. Smith, Harry Smith in number 3 this afternoon. His kick went looking there for Mullen, but was over his head, and they'll clear here, South Barwon.
Peters goes back inboard looking for Bosley, punched away defensively in the front by Bosley. I think he thought he wasn't going to be able to take the mark, and he sees it over the line and keeps it inside 50 for the Swans.
They're getting some really good defensive shapes, and Joseph's are getting that one deep every time, so they have got some good shape behind the ball.
See Cal Mitchell running in front of us now in the box, just as Buzz said, with a bit of a groin. Back in play now, and tackle comes on for Carrick. Coming over there, they run out of room. I think the St Joseph defenders inside 50, so we'll have another boundary throw in. First quarter thanks to Harvey Norman. Thank Harvey Norman for all your big brands at Geelong's best prices. Boundary throw in for Davis, and Henry Walsh back on the ground. 50 out from the South Barwon goal. Davis in front, gets it down. South went without the footy in the end, but then there was a very good tackle, and they're going to be able to go away, and they've got 4 to the footy if they can pick it up. Can they? They do. They come this way and that way, and then they get it short towards Caldo, and the skipper takes the mark and will shoot for goal from about 40 out, slight angle. So Matt Caldo plays on quickly, gives the handball away, and the kick for goal was off, and that came from Will Sexton. So 3 for 1 behind. They're 1-1-7 now. The Swans, they trail St Joseph's 1-3-9, and we have been playing 15 in the first term.
Webb short into the cricket net pockets to Keris. Keris to half back off the hands there of De Grande. It's gone back inside forward 50. The kick though skew whiff, and here again is Luke Webb, part of the Tasmanian connection. He goes short, puts onto the chest of Adams. Adams about 25 from his defensive goal, will concede almost back to the defensive goal square to Morrison. That's Zach. He brings it towards our broadcast position. The mark taken by Gus Humphrey on debut. Humphrey just chips one over the top. Ferguson, under a little bit of pressure, took the mark, then hit the ground running and has a bounce in front of Josh Conway. Then he kicks a floater to half forward, a one-on-one. Oh, Tudor reels it in with the one hand. A Hamlin hanger contender goes to play on, and then a short kick. There's a kick on the bounce, well picked up there by Mullen, but his handball asked a little bit too much of a teammate who's wrapped up in a two-man tackle, and we may get a stoppage in the right forward pocket. We will. South Barwon able to lock things up. Mullen getting involved again. An umpire to put it into the sky. Umpire Riches along with Javon Reid controlling this one. Tudor went with the backhand scoop in the ruck contest. Ball hit the deck. Might be Carrick who's underneath that pack, wrapped up in the tackle, and we'll get a ball up.
It's an interesting ruck move, wasn't it?
The old two-handed scoop. It's almost a throw.
It is.
So ball up. Lee having a run in the ruck. He can't get it. Mullins in there as well, fighting hard for it. Ball spills wide, and the Swans have got the numbers. It came from Sexton. They go long towards half forward. Walsh can't take the mark. Off the back of the pack, trying to run through there was Dillon for South Barwon. The umpire will come in and ball it up right on centre wing.
Still feeling each other out, these teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a battle.
So Lee having a run in the ruck, as we said, against Walsh, who should get it for height, and does so, and they get the handball. That was a throw that came out, but okay in the end, said the umpire. The ball comes around the corner, Ferguson, and the umpire said a hold, and Joey's are going to take the free kick. Ferguson's going to have it.
Ferguson been very busy early. He'll be racking up those stats on the TAC stats tracker that we'll check out during the week. Bring it long and send it to about 25 from goal off the hands of the pack. Is the mark going to be paid there to De Grande? I'm not sure it has been paid, but it will be a ball up. He got his hands on the footy but wasn't able to control it to ground Paddy De Grande, and a ball up. About 25 out from the St Joseph's goal. Lee to do the ruck work against Tudor. Tudor climbed high, won the tap down. Chance to clear Madigan, just a handball into space, and they'll look to build from the left back pocket. The left foot kick to half back, misses its target, hitting up on the footy, getting a handball away. Is now Smith, or rather Humphrey, with a little kick, but it's not a great kick, and cutting across and taking the mark is Tyler Mulroney.
So Mulroney from half back for South Barwon will go down the line. Lining up there, Caldo goes up, can't take the mark, Hogan from behind. In front though, Madigan got wrapped up, not going anywhere, and the free kick coming back to Reid Adams on centre wing for Joey's. So Adams goes now, short little kick is okay, just Paints gets it. Short, still at half forward. And pretty congested. He goes short again. 2-on-2. Didn't sit for Joey's. Walsh came in to help out. His handball over the top though. Missed the target. Luxford, the don't argue. The umpire says gone. He did do the don't argue in the tackle. And St Joseph's will take the free kick once they all get off Michael Luxford and he gets the footy up. You still can't believe that he got pinged for it, but it was there, I think. And still protesting, but the ball's going to be with one young Kershaw. Kershaw,
about 65 from home. He just swings out on an arc to try and get some distance with the kick and sends it long, looking for a fly. Tudor, front of the pack, hands and knees. Keris flicked it back. Mullen, tight angle across the face. Bouncing ball eludes both Gow and De Grande and out of bounds in the left forward pocket at the 10-pin bowling end of McDonald Reserve. The old Leisure Link precinct. Love an afternoon at the bowling lanes.
Showing your age there, Tom, I tell you.
Plenty of gutter balls.
You'd put those bumpers up, wouldn't you?
And we just got a stoppage in play, and coming towards you
Oliver Lee.
is Ollie Lee with the blood rule buzz. Keep an eye on that for New Grove bench tops. It's a good bit of work.
Yeah, decent gash too on top of the forehead.
So they'll do whatever work they've got to do to get him back on the field. We'll just get a slight stoppage here. St Joseph's 139, South Barwon 117 as we approach 20 minutes gone and the Total Tools time clock. And Hutchinson in front of you, Buzz, for St Joseph's also look like he's just doing some sort of fitness test.
Yeah, he's been in there a little while, Kingy. He does look okay though. I don't think there'll be any issue there.
St John of God, boundary thrown, back of the pack, Gow, wrapped up in a good tackle by Doyle Madigan, and 30 out from goal. Make it 40 maybe, we'll get a ball up. St Joseph's in attack in this opening term. Hope you're enjoying the call through KROC 955, kroc.com.au and the AFL Barwon live stream via Facebook. From the ruck contest, head over the footy. Mullen's been lively early in game number 2. Handball off to Gow. Gow, quick snap out of the pack, but defensively, good work done there by Lever to hold things up. He wants to come across the face of his defensive goal. It was very dangerous, but they're a chance to build from inside defensive 50 with that risky kick.
They try and go long in the middle, but Humphrey in front, he can't take the mark, and then the ball comes back towards centre wing and kick around the corner. Might be okay, it is. And Harry Smith takes the mark on centre wing. The ball come from Webb there. He goes with a left foot kick towards centre half forward. Big pack there, going up, taking the mark. Tudor plays on quickly, was in a bit of trouble, got it back to the big fella Welsh. He kicks with the outside of the right boot, high towards half forward. Oh, nearly a good mark taken there by Cunningham. They play on, the kick around the corner has missed and through for one behind. That came from Jack Bowen. So they go to 1-4-10 now, St Joseph's, and South Barwon 1-1-7, and we've played 21 minutes on the Total Tools time clock. Total Tools, every tool for every trade.
Thank you, Jason Doherty. Lever to bring the ball back into play. The experienced Jay Lever, of course, spent some time on St Kilda's list going back. Takes off towards the outer side of McDonald Reserve, looking out there for a marking option, won't find one in Davis. Kershaw was good, gave a handball release to Haints. Haints, a low ball, a bullet onto the chest of Gow. Gow's got it about 45, make it 50 from home, and he goes inside forward 50. And Hutchinson, who we just spoke about being boundary side in front of Josh Conway, has come back onto the ground and taken the mark. So high hopes for Hutchinson, arrived at the club from Tasmania, and an injury interrupted 2019, but looks to be a fair player.
Good size about him, isn't it? So he moves the ball, covers the ground well.
We'll have to start it, you would suspect, right-hand goal post and then work it back to left footer. He's called to play on as he swings out on the arc. It won't have the carry. Oh, big fly and mark. It's a wonderful grab. What would you expect from a man of that size coming across and taking it into Grandy? It's a big climb, a Hamlin hanger contender from Paddy to Grandy in game number 2, already making an impact on the competition.
Well, our head-to-head matchup was Tudor and Lever, and Tudor's come off for a bit of a breather, and he had to contend with DeGrandy, who flew above the pack.
And unfortunately, DeGrandy's kick wasn't equal to the mark. He mishit the J-curve snap and put it into the fat bit of the goalpost. And another behind for St Joseph's, who are now 1-5-11, South Barwon 1-1-7 as we approach 23 minutes gone on the Total Tools time clock.
Short little kick. Oh, dangerous.
Well done. The umpire went to call it. The umpire went to call out in the full. He put his whistle to his mouth and his arms out.
He did. Will Sexton went to take the mark right on the boundary line. The central umpire coming over to officiate with the boundary umpire. They're talking. Will Sexton's in. Boundary throw-in, said the umpire. So obviously didn't complete the mark before. Must have touched it as it went over the line. So still in St Joseph's forward 50 for a boundary throw-in, which comes in now. In front, Davis tries to take it out of the ruck, goes towards Luxford. He's going to be set upon quickly. The Swans try and take it out, and they can do so now. They go towards centre wing. It's a good kick. No mark taken, though, by Dwyer. Going to be under pressure. Has to handball it back inboard, which does. He goes to Starkey. He goes over the top towards Peters. Doesn't sit for him, so he just kicks it off the ground inside 50. As Kirsch said, St Joey's getting the numbers back at the back, and it goes through Luke Webb, and now they might be able to settle through Hovey.
Hovey, his defensive goal square, under a little bit of pressure from Noble. His kick was okay for Ferguson, who has been impressive in this opening term. Riley Ferguson, Geelong Amos Jr. steps around the man coming towards him on the mark and then sends a bit of a floater towards half-back. Not a great kick, but Sexton is able to cut off, and now they'll build inside 50. A driving ball. Sexton mishit the kick. Webb took it on the bounce, and then a neat little kick, and the mark taken in front of us by Brad Jepson wearing the number 12, usually occupied by James Allen. Jepson drives it along the line, looking for Tudor to fly. Had to play spoiler from behind, front of the pack. Paliuris, quick release to Adams, who gave it to Ferguson. He wants to get back onto his left boot, now has to kick on his non-preferred right, under pressure. A kick to half forward, no mark. They can clear here though through Lee. A kick towards half back. Hickey has to play spoiler for St Joseph's, knocking it away from Noble towards the boundary line and out of bounds. That kick in fact coming from Geray, who similarly is that sort of strawberry blonde arrangement like Ollie Lee. Fraser Geray from the Albury Tigers, coming out of a very strong team in a very strong competition, down to have a crack at GFL footy.
Boundary throw in. Davis beautifully down. Got the ball to Mulroney, who runs through centre wing. Goes inside 50 at the 3-on-3. Pack develops at the back though. Got the numbers there. That was Hickey. He goes across 50. Dangerous. O'Dwyer gets there first for South Barwon. Kick around the corner towards Peters. Has to make up a bit of ground. Can't do so before the boundary line. And we will have a throw in about 35 around from the South Barwon goal. So, in attack again at the city end of the ground. South Barwon. Henry Walsh coming over to do the ruck work. Lee back on the ground. He's doing the ruck work up forward for South Barwon. They lock hands. Lee in front. Gets it down back towards the boundary line. Humphrey tried to keep it in. His handball was smothered by Jake Peters, and we'll have another boundary throw in. 1-5-11 St Joey's. They lead South Barwon 1-1-7, and we played 26 minutes first term. Thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all your big brands at Geelong's best prices. Here's Tom King.
Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds. Thank you, Jace. Won't be a long first quarter with only 2 goals kicked between the teams. Walsh from behind winning the tap down, trying to barge his way through, and the tackle was Ryan Dillon. He lost it in that tackle, and now a chance for St Joseph's to build. The handball away though came from Harry Smith, but it's going to be a free kick coming back, I think, to Smith. Well, he may be taken high in the tackle, and Smith will take that resultant free kick. He'll get the throw from Louis Antonak back towards him did no favours, and that'll give South Barwon a chance to set up defensively. He'll head towards the outer side of the ground, looking out there for Hutchinson. Ball knocked away into the path of Peters. Peters releases back, fit of the fumbles at the inopportune time from Riley Dwyer, and the ball is on the deck, and it'll be a ball up. Actually, it might have been Driver who had a fit of the fumbles. It was Jack Driver, and we will get a ball up. So about 60 around from the right hand behind post. Davis to do the ruck work against Walsh, as we'll call most of the day. Davis on the tap down. Mulroney coming through, couldn't take it. Head over the footy and taking a tackle is Smith. And then trying to reef it out of there is Adams, and another ball up. So we've got a stoppage and a bit of a lull in play with St Joseph's 1-5-11, South Barwon 1-1-7. And it is very dark out to the south, I must say.
From the ruck contest through the middle, Adams tried to pick it up, and now Joey's get it towards half forward, but getting back there, Driver reads it the better and takes the mark at half back for South Barwon. Just holds the play up. Looking to go down the line now. He does. He goes wide towards Lee and Davis there as well. Off the back, Humphrey gets the handball back. They might be able to set something up. The kick was smothered. Still got the numbers though. Running through the middle there was Kerris. His handball was okay. Kershaw off a step towards half forward. Behind this time to Grandy against Driver. Ball at the back. Swans working overtime. They might be in a bit of trouble here. Can they get the ball out? And the umpire says, coming in, will ball it up as the pack develops. Around a couple there. Antonak getting up. And we will have a ball up. Joey's into attack now.
Davis to do the ruck work, winning the tap down against DeGrandy. Driver, he was pulled off the footy without it. He'll take a free kick. And it was a simple one there for the umpire to pay. Driver never took possession of the ball, and now he's directing traffic. Jack Driver getting players to move, and that sounded like the quarter-time siren, a very, very light-sounding quarter-time siren, and that is the opening term done and dusted on Anzac Day 2021. St Joseph's 1-5-11. They kicked the first goal through Cal Mitchell at the 2-minute mark. South Barwon replying through Jake Peters at the 12-minute mark, but little in between the two teams in terms of major action on the scoreboard. The half second quarter about to get underway thanks to Warralilly. Live in Geelong's most awarded community, warralilly.com.au. Here's Jason Doherty on K-Rock Football.
Luke Davis, Henry Walsh Walsh in the middle. They go up. Neither really get an effective tap. Comes towards Gower. Gets the kick around the corner towards half forward. Push past the football. And Duray worked his way there, but he couldn't pick it up. And the ball comes out quickly towards Kerris. Close to the boundary line. They work it back to centre wing. Quick kick out of the pack. Back towards half forward. Antonak's up there. And off hands. I think, is it still in play? No, it's not. The umpire will come in. Ball it up out of side. Big crowd here, as you'd expect. Anzac Day this afternoon. South Barwon and St Joey's at McDonald Reserve. Big crowds around both huddles at quarter time. And a boundary throw in now. Davis. Walsh comes from behind, tries to work his way to the front. Davis holds the ground. Walsh gets it down to the front of the pack. Clearing kick Luxford towards centre wing. Handball on the up quickly from Kershaw. Now it goes wide and they go inside 50 St Joseph's. Pack there off the back of the pack, helping out Sexton. Gets around, handball, missed the target and put Driver under pressure. Now the turnover back towards full forward for Joey's. It gets over the head of a couple and is through for one behind to St Joseph's. So I'll go to 1-6-12. They'll lead South Barwon 1-1-7. Minute played in this second term, thanks to Warrior Living Geelong's most awarded community.
That might have been Jepson with that shot at goal, just missing in game number 2. Across the face of goal, Lever will send it towards the outer side of the ground, looking out there for a marking option in Davis. Kerris got in the way. Walsh was good at ground level. A handball missed its target, though. A rolling ball that Duray will come towards, but Joey's got numbers through Hines. Hines gives a handball to Kerris. Kerris a kick now into the cricket net's pocket, where it's well taken by Driver. Stood tall, took the mark while other bodies were falling around him. Driver, that's what he'll do. He'll drive a kick towards half-back, looking out there for a mark. No mark taken by Davis. Good spoil from behind from Walsh. It's going to spill for Luxford. Luxford a handball release over the top, and they'll look to run here. Starkey kicking now to the wing, and it's not a bad kick either for Noble. Noble sends a kick towards half-forward. A well-weighted ball that Bosley is allowed to bounce, but it comes back up into his chest, and then he ran himself into trouble, and Gus Humphrey on debut wins himself a free kick. So good work by the youngster on debut, taking down the experienced Bosley. He'll go across the face of goal looking for Smith. It was nearly cut off, but Smith is able to palm it into the path of a teammate. It won't get to that teammate. Luxford's now going to come up with it outside of the right boot. Too much banana on it, and he's missed to the right and through for a behind. So Humphrey did some good work there, Kirsch, and then let himself down with the kick.
Yeah, just a little bit of composure. That'll come with experience, though, won't it? You get a little bit of a head rush after you've done something well, and that'll come, but he's an exciting prospect.
Kershaw from full-back, much better kick than his father. He goes long towards half-back. Going up big. Cam Tudor couldn't take the mark. Goes to the front of the pack. I think Webb got one high. The ball goes long, close to the goal post, and the mark's taken, and it is Bosley who has taken the mark in between the behind post and the goal post. So only a couple of metres out, but he's going to be on the wrong side for his right foot, so he's lining up to come out on the left. He's literally standing next to the behind post. He turns around and he kicks the goal. He's pretty happy, and the goal umpire says he should be. He kicks his first of the afternoon and the second for South Barwon, and they go to 2-2-14, take the lead. St Joseph's 1-6-12, and we have been playing 3.5 minutes in this second term, and right next to us in the expert chair, Matt Kershaw, thanks to Wilson's Real Estate.
Well, we said the scoring end will be to the Geelong City end, and we've had 8 scoring shots to the right. We've had 3 to the left.
And we've used a lot of the binos because there's been a lot of the other side of the ground, isn't there?
Right, there has indeed.
Yeah.
Umpire tosses it up in the middle, and Walsh wins the tap down. Gow dragged down as he got a kick away, went about 8 metres, but it'll roll towards half forward where Antonak was good, was able to shimmy and turn and kick long and kick with the breeze towards the goal square. Were there any hands on the footy? De Grande attacks it, can't take it cleanly. You have to see it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket. So a rare piece of stoppage play in this section of the ground. It's been mostly played on the Reynolds Road side rather than the clubroom side here at McDonald Reserve. Hope you're enjoying the call on KROC 955. Thanks to AFCO Cafe 24/7 through AFL, kroc.com.au, I should say, and also the AFL Barwon Facebook live stream. Tudor front position winning the tap down. Quick clearing kick from Lever towards our best beat seats in the house for AFCO Cafe 24/7. Well, Hickey caught one high. Umpire said play on. Kershaw, a handball release to Hickey. Hickey, a handball release to Hutchinson. Hutchinson, a little shimmy on Caldo. Just gave him some room. Gave it to Adams. An awkward left foot kick. Bouncing ball inside 50. Wonderful pick up Hutchinson. Paliuris out of the pack. Paliuris with a Lemmy Tavern goal of the afternoon. Hutchinson's hands were outstanding. The little flick up to Paliuris, the quick snap, first touch, and he gets back the lead for St Joseph's. They're 2-6-18. They lead South Barwon 2-2-14 in this second quarter of K-Rock football, thanks to Warralilly. And here's Matt Kershaw for Wilson's Real Estate.
Well, both players that were involved in that play and set that up was the half-back flankers in Hickey and Kershaw, pushing down the ground and choking the ground to play it in their half. They rebounded that for their defensive exit, which has been their key so far, South Barwon. Quick rebound entry into their forward 50 and pressure to goal.
So they wrestle back the lead. Joey's back to the middle. And they go up. Walsh gets it down, runs off the back towards Gow. He can't take it with him. And Madigan now has got some time with the left foot, goes out wide. Kershaw strikes back, takes the mark, does nicely. Settles the play. Thought about this short little chip to Jordan Kerris.
Who wasn't happy.
With not getting the receive. He might have to kick it to him anyway in the end if he hasn't got much else to kick to. He goes down the line this time. Goes towards the big fella Walsh. He can't take the mark. Madigan as well is in there, fighting hard for it, close to the boundary line. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. So, be Walsh against Davis. Walsh gets it down. Luxor with a handball over the top. On centre wing, the Joeys go back towards centre half forward. That is a very, very good mark that came from Antonak in front there. So 55 out, Antonak goes towards the fat side over the head of Tudor. And will he get back there first? Lever pushes past him. Now the handball somehow comes out. It doesn't, effectively. And it was Haints with it who got stopped. And the Swans will take the free kick in the last line defence. There's not much to kick to at the moment. There's a lot of yelling and screaming, but not a lot of movement. Keldo in front. Madigan's handball was okay. Chopped off, though, the handball by Josh Hovey. And we will have a boundary thrown right in front of the K-Rock box, half-forward flank. And this is now 2-6-18 St Joey's, South Barwon 2-2-14. 7 played, second turn. Here's Tom King.
Total Tools time clock, every tool for every trade. Davis and Walsh to go at it right below our broadcast position. Walsh winning the tap down. Hickey attacking it, couldn't take it, but Adams was there to help him out. Oh, gee, front of contact from O'Dwyer was a little bit indiscriminate, and Jordan Kerris doesn't like it, and he wants to go on with it. Adams has got the free kick, and now O'Dwyer's being dealt with by Mullen. So O'Dwyer on debut.
One of those ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there's too much to it.
I don't think so.
Adams has quickly got to his feet. Man on the mark stands 49.5 from goal. Adams, usually a very nice kick of the footy, drives a long left foot ball that he starts right and tries to work back. It's off the hands of Tudor, or rather de Grandy, in fact, and through for a behind. So a minor score for St Joseph's. Inaccurate, 2-7-19, but getting plenty of opportunities. South Barwon, they're 2-2-14 in this second quarter, thanks to Warralilly. Live in Geelong's most awarded community. Find out how by checking out warralilly.com.au.
Lever with the ball at full back. He's looking for something to move. He is going to go nearly down the middle, long. Hovey from behind, used the body. Front and centre was okay. They got it away, Hickey, and now they back inside towards Mullen. Oh, it just goes up, though, taking a good mark. Hogan in the middle did nicely. Read it the better, goes out wide, and they just settle the play down, South Barwon. Peters has got it, just inside defensive 50. Just wants to settle it down. He goes with a right foot kick towards centre wing. They line up. Number of St Joey's players there off the pack. Madigan got the kick away, it was smothered. Now going the other way, kick around the corner was all right, and that goes towards Paliuris. He goes with a right foot kick long towards Tudor. Used the body, couldn't quite take the mark though. Needed a front and centre. It was de Grandy, kick around the corner, cross the face of goal into the pocket, and for St Joey's probably good out of bounds for a throw in and a reset in the left forward pocket at the city end of the ground.
Josh Conway down boundary side to you for South Point Garden Supplies. That wind just slightly getting up, it appears, to the city end of the ground.
Yeah, correct, Kingy, and getting very, very dark. The clouds are just lingering a bit more.
Interesting to see whether the lights might need to go on here at South Barwon. Boundary throwing, Tudor and Davis. Davis from behind winning the tap down. Socket out of there by Duray. Fought about 15 metres for his team. Ferguson was okay, head over the footy. Well done by Hogan. Gave a handball to Madigan. Madigan a quick kick inside the centre square where Walsh for St Joseph's. He's lining up to take the mark uncontested. Henry Walsh, he's on the Falcons list, but he's choosing to play with St Joseph's. A high ball inside 50. De Grandy off his hands. Kerris went through a boot at it and completely missed. Antonak came through. He couldn't take it either, and trying to duck his way through a tackle Might be Hogan at the bottom of that. He's going to win himself a free kick. It's Driver, in fact. It'll come back to. Calls for 50 that won't come. Umpire Gower says, just let's get on with it, boys. And the free kick actually in the end was with Charlie Francis. Francis short into the left back pocket to Lever. Lever will go back to his defensive goal square to Francis. He's got Hogan alone in the right back pocket at the city end if he wants him, and that's where he'll go now. Presenting short, Starkey. Will he mark? He will, just inside the boundary line where the 50 meets the perimeter. Starkey playing his second game after debuting last week against North Shore. A kick to the wing. Plenty of Joeys there to line up and take the footy. They're a chance now. Morrison gave it off by hand. Webb. It's a well-weighted ball, but it's just got a little bit too much on it for Hutchinson in the end. So he'll have O'Dwyer for company. Now, O'Dwyer played this okay, able just to lock things up. No, weight of numbers might win out as there's a couple of Joeys there, including Kershaw, who can drive a kick inside 50. Too much on it on the breeze. Ball out the back. Chance now for Geray to clean up for South Barwon.
Goes back to whence it came, out wide. Kershaw, they haven't kicked a kick at the moment. Riley takes the mark. And we'll have the ball on centre wing on the outer side. Bring it back inboard towards Walsh. He just called to play on now. Goes to the right foot, off a step, inside 50. Peters runs back with a flight of the footy over the head. The wind breeze takes it again. The Swans with the numbers at the back. Short little kick around the corner, missed the target. And also picking up, Hickey couldn't pick it up effectively at 50. Pack develops around him, and the umpire has let it go. Waiting for it to come out, it won't. And he'll have to do some work right on 50 from St Joey's goal.
Why you got a break in play, Jace? Andrew Bosley came off. He's got his right boot off, getting some work done to his ankle. Looks in a bit of pain.
We'll keep an eye on that. For St John of God, your emergency specialist, now open 24/7. Clearing kick for South Barwon is out of bounds for a boundary throwing. And we'll get a ball tossed back into play. Kick might have come from Carrick, the addition from Darley in the Ballarat Football League. Darley, for those who don't know it, just a suburb of Bacchus Marsh. On your way out as you head towards Gisborne and places like that. Tap down from behind Walsh, front of the pack. Chance for a Swan at the bottom of that. But he's wrapped up by Hickey. Who is that at the bottom there? At the very bottom of that pack is Riley Dwyer, the left footer.
Scotland might have coasted into a flag, I think, King.
You are on the money there, Kirsch. Tap down Davis, roving Adams though for St Joseph's. Kick partially smothered, getting in low Carrick, also Gow. Hickey was wonderful, but he just couldn't take it clean. He was able to palm it to Gow. Gow released to Adams, who just reefed a handball forward 15 metres. Taken out there by Jepson. He's taken in a tackle out of bounds, and it's holding the ball, the umpire said, before it went out of bounds, and it'll be a free kick in the left back pocket for the Swans.
So, South Barwon now go towards centre wing. The ball came from Francis, and it goes out of bounds, I think, off hands, and for a throw in on centre wing on the outer side.
It's a game that needs something, Jace. It needs
needs a spark,
just a little bit of transition, or a lower the eyes into a forward 50 and a big mark or something.
So let's see if we can get it from this play.
Righto.
So Walsh and Davis. Davis does the pirouette around Walsh. They get the ball now, St Joseph's inside. 2-on-2, Tudor across there, and also running at it at pace and getting there. Hates can get around his handball. Back off a step, Mullen towards Tudor. Driver in front, used the body nicely. Tudor did nice to take the mark. Just a nice little nudge there against Jack Driver in front.
He was always in the driving seat.
He was in the driver's seat. Well done. Good work.
he was always in the proactive position there.
He was, and he's got the ball in the right forward pocket, city end of the ground, right next to the cricket pitches. This is going to be a very tough kick, but I'm going to back him from here. You watch this. Cam Tudor, right foot kick. Missed it. That's what happens when Jason Doherty backs somebody to kick a goal. They miss it. 2-8-20 St Joseph's.
Sports bet if you're listening.
Don't go anywhere near me. 2-8-20. South Barwon at 2-2-14. And we have played 14 minutes second term in the second quarter. Thanks to Warrilla, who live in Geelong's most awarded community.
Tell me what horses you're going to back this week, Jason. I'll back something else.
I forgot about them. I'll back a couple of them.
Leave it a half back. Looking for Davis. Webb, fourth in line. Nice mark. Hamlin hanging contender over his own teammate de Grandy. Comes in board to Kershaw. Kershaw 70 from home. Lowered the eyes, looking for a leader. Heinz dropped what he should have taken. Cleaned up there out the back by Geray. Handball away came out from Mulroney on the bounce. Noble was good. Good little release, and now a driving kick towards half forward came from Starkey, but going back with the flight. That's a nice mark taken there by Hovey, playing a key defensive role. He wants the corridor. Oh, Hickey was good juggling the mark, and he just held his momentum too, not to be called play on the cricket pitches. He goes wide and finds Smith. Smith with the footy just back of the wing, out of side, comes back inboard with the left boot. He's turned it over, and Luxford's cut it off.
He goes, he runs, he takes a bounce, Luxford. He goes through the middle of the ground with a right foot kick, long open, goal square. Which way is it going to bounce? It's going to bounce through for a behind to Michael Luxford. So it is his second, and they go to 2-3-15 now, South Barwon. They trail St Joey's 2-8-20, and Joey's are going to come from fullback inboard. Mark taken by Oscar Morrison. In between the back pocket, half-back flank for St Joseph's. He's going to go back across. Ooh, dangerous in the end, but just got there. Webb's called to play on and does so now. Goes out wide. They've got the run now. And they go, in fact, it was Humphrey to Webb, and now he goes to centre wing towards Tudor over his head. Push to the back. Hickey will have the run if it sits for him. It does. Can he get around a couple of swans? His handball back in. He needs some help. South Barwon have got the numbers at the back at half back. They go back in board. Good pick up by Caldo. Got it to O'Dwyer on centre wing. Goes towards half forward. It's okay. The mark taken there by Noble.
Lockie Noble, the Mottawari product, brings it inside forward 50, and he found his target. Stretching and taking a nice mark is Siddle, who I think we've barely called this afternoon, if not at all.
Yep.
James Siddle, 7 goals last week, a career high. He's taken a nice grab there. The delivery from Noble was elite. Part of the Falcons premiership back in 2017, Lockie Noble. And James Siddle, after a big afternoon at Windsor Park, a chance to put the Swans back in front from 40 metres out. He starts it right, and that's where it's going to stay. It's in fact not going to score, and no mark taken there by Luxford, and in the end taken through for a rush behind, and the margin is back to 4. South Barwon 2-4-16. St Joseph's a 2-8-20 in this second quarter for Warralilly. Warralilly.com.au, live in Geelong's most awarded community.
Webb goes outside towards the Reynolds Road side of the ground. It's a good kick for distance, but didn't really hit a target. Now back in board for South Barwon, and again Noble takes it. He tries to drill the ball. Oh, falls off the chest of his teammate there in I think that was Dwyer. It was. So the ball keeps going now. St Joey's out of defence, but South Barwon across half back doing nicely. They're just settling the play down. Now they're going to switch it, and hard running at half back there came from Starkey. Took the mark and wants to play on. Goes with a right foot kick towards centre wing. It's a 2-on-2, punched over the back by Hovey. Now to run onto it. Can they pick it up? South Barwon, they can. It was a good tackle in the end by Ferguson, did nicely. And St Joey's go back towards centre wing. Haynes puts a good tackle on. The ball spills free, still in disputed half in centre wing position. And now the umpire will have to come in and do a bit of work. 18 minutes played in this second term. Close one, 2-8-20 St Joey's. South Barwon 2-4-16.
Umpire Richards to throw it into the air. And Lee to do the ruck work, winning the tap down. Ball taken by Mulroney. Handball a bit slick for Noble, but he was okay to recover and give it to Starkey, who barreled it forward and put it onto the chest of a teammate. Taking it and taking off is Ryan Dillon. Dillon's kick is a high ball. It's going to be pulled to the left to a one-on-one. There's going to be a free kick, I reckon. Luxford, was he being held? Or is it going the other way? It's going the other way, and it'll go to Zach Morrison. He'll take it almost back to the goal line in that one-on-one contest. He called to play on now, Morrison. He steps inside Luxford. He broke his ankles, basketball style, and then kicked towards half-back, looking for a marking option. It's at the back of the pack. O'Dwyer for South Barwon. He's kicked though poor, and all he can manage to do is turn it over to de Grandy, who's got it at true centre half-back for St Joseph's, and then just a little kick to get things going to Keris. Keris chips one over the top. He's got one out wide, and it's Mullen.
Mullen out, centre wing. Got a bit of time to settle and go inside. It's okay. Harry Smith takes the mark. This is the important kick now. Runs, back in board, goes with a left foot kick, high kick. Kirsch is not happy with the kick, and neither are the St Joey's forwards. And it goes at the back of the pack again. Oh, was that holding the ball? Yes, it was. So good pressure from the Joey's forward line there. And the ball will come, I think, to Reed Adams, who put the tackle on. He'll have a set shot for goal from 30 out directly
I
in
reckon
front.
Gow might be the man, Jace.
That was a Gow. Okay.
The reason I was frustrated, Jace, is both midfielders and halfbacks are kicking the same ball into the forward 50 at each end.
Yes.
It's the high bomb. No one's lowering their eyes and trying to hit up. Maybe the fault of the forward's not leading up either, but you've got to change the angles a little bit.
Gow comes in, 30 out directly in front, right foot, and has done nicely. Has put his first on the board this afternoon and the third for St Joseph's. They go to 3-8-26 and they lead South Barwon at 2-4-16, and that is on the second quarter thanks to Warralilly Live and Geelong's most awarded community, and also in the experts chair Wilson's Real Estate Geelong property done properly. Matt Kershaw.
And what I meant about that, Jace, is, you know, Joey's had possession out on that far side with Smith. Like, his only option was to bomb it in. You've got to sometimes work the arc a little bit, maybe keep it outside the forward 50, and then maybe hit up a hit-up lead at you. At the moment, both sides are just bombing in and it's not working. Hence, we've only got a 2v3 game.
And they go from the middle. Karras goes on the outboard, so St Joe's back into attack. De Grande can't quite take the mark. It's off hands. Still at centre half forward for them. South Barwon working overtime. Comes to the back of the pack. Haynes' sandball was okay. Kick around the corner. Ferguson back inboard. De Grande running back with a fly to the footy. He can't take the mark. And the ball, the umpire says he's right there. It's holding the ball by the looks of it. Yes, it is. He's on the other side. And it's going to be a free kick to St Joey's. And getting up off the bottom of the pack there was Sexton. And the ball is with Hates.
No surprise, he's a forward 50 tackle to Brant. Hates does like a tackle or 12 a game.
Done it a couple of times in this last couple of minutes too, Joey, so they have a 10-point lead. This to make the margin 16. He's 35 out, slight angle. Very much where Gow was from. This time as he got the distance, he has, but he's missed to the near side and through for one behind. 3-9-27 now St Joey's. South Barwon 2-4-16. And on the Total Tools time clock, which played 21 and a half in this second term.
Jay Levy just having to go and find the footy. And we'll bring the ball back into play. 11-point lead for St Joseph's.
Sorry, Kingy. Bosley's back on the ground too after that ankle complaint.
Thank you for that. Buzz down boundary side for Loco Sportswear. Team apparel for champion teams. Shortened to the left back pocket. Lever to Sexton. Good to see Will Sexton back playing some footy. He's had some horrible injury issues over the last couple of years. He's kicked a half back, asked a lot of Bosley, and it might have been out in the full. No, it wasn't. It came off the hands of Bosley and out of bounds at right half forward for St Joseph. So right now the momentum with St Joey's, but they just haven't been able to put much more distance between themselves and the Swans. Walsh and Davis to go at it again. It's allowed to drop at the feet of Walsh. Palm forward by Peters. Didn't really get a good piece of it. Madigan's handball nearly into the arms of Karras. Madigan trying to dive on the ball. St Joseph's with numbers. Adams a quick release. Davis outside of the left boot was awkward. Well marked by a man in the crowd. That wasn't an easy take. And it's a free kick to Adams. Adams kick inside 50 onto the chest of Gow. And the former Bell Park Dragon from Koroit originally. GeelongFL listed. Came across from Koroit after going back from Bell Park a couple of years ago. He's going to send it on its way. It's a high ball. He's got plenty of distance on it, but he's missed to the right and through for another behind, and you just hope that these don't come back to bite St Joseph's on the backside later in the contest, as the margin is now 12. They're 3-10-28. South Barwon a 2-4-16, a 12-point buffer for the Joeys on Anzac Day.
Sexton plays on from full back for South Barwon. Runs a long way, goes wide. Morrison got his hands to it for St Joey's. He's hurt his hamstring as he's down there as well. Ball back inboard. It's all South Barwon. No, Sexton back there. And he'll take the mark again. Thought about switching the play. Called to play on now. Nearly kicks into the back of his teammate. Goes up. It's a good mark right on the boundary line in front of us by Carrick. And now Jackson Carrick. Called to play on now. Goes with a kick towards centre wing. Pack there from behind. Walsh, good mark in front. Caldo takes the mark and wants to play on quickly.
Caldo, a long ball towards half forward to a one-on-one, and the mark taken over the back by the head bandaged Lee. Came off with the New Grove bench tops blood rule early in the contest. Siddle presented to the pocket. He ignored that, so he has to go a little bit longer. What's he got in the left forward pocket? Bosley, front position, down low, took a good mark. In a one-on-one with Zach Morrison, who's one of the better one-on-one defenders in the competition. Bosley just able to stick his backside out and keep Morrison at bay. And down low, Bosley took the mark, and the 2019 leading goal kicker a chance to go back and kick a much-needed one for the Swans. He's already got one this afternoon, looking at his second.
It's funny, St Joseph's had 6 or 7 inside 50s in a row and just couldn't capitalise. You mentioned about all the points being kicked, and now they can go up the other end and make it a goal difference.
Bosley will kick to the school end late in this second quarter of action on Anzac Day on K-Rock Football. 25 out, directly in front, no problems for Andrew Bosley. He's pretty happy with it too.
Very happy with that, wasn't he?
Double fist pump. He kicks the third for South Barwon. They're 3-4-22. They trail St Joseph's 3-10-28 in this second term. Thanks to Warralilly. Warralilly, the premier place for families to live. Check out warralilly.com.au. And of course, for Wilson's Real Estate, you can check out Matty Kershaw's comments on K-Rock Football.
Well, big transition there, because the way St Joseph's play their footy, they play a high brand of footy, and if you can get the ball moving quick and beat them on transition, you can beat them back, and that's what they did then. I know it was a one-on-one deep, but by the time they got the ball there was no other numbers there except the one-on-one, and that's what you need to do against St Joseph's back half.
Yeah, they set up well behind the ball, don't they, Joes? But if you can get them over the back...
If there's a turnover through the corridor, you can expose it a little bit.
Davis, Walsh gets the hand to it again. Kerris, handball, missed the target. Dwyer missed it as well. Madigan's handball back to Dwyer, off a step, left foot kick towards half forward, inside 50. Lee tracks it, tries to tape it on, so does Bosley. Now at the back, working overtime, little toe poke by Webb. Swans still have it across half forward. Lee's handball, got it back and then missed it again. Now the ball comes out, board, it might be okay. Dwyer runs in and misses. Riley Dwyer, one behind, so another forward entry for the Swans, 3-5-23. And trail St Joseph's 3-10-28. And second quarter, thanks to Warralilly, they live in Geelong's most awarded community.
Webb will bring the ball back into play. Trot off into the right back pocket and past the scoreboard, showing St Joseph's leading by 5 points. He sends it wide. It's off the hands of the pack and will roll out the back. O'Dwyer first there for South Barwon. Handball was taken by Hogan. Hogan was neat with his kick. Bosley went with the one hand, couldn't complete the mark. Hovey came the other way to knock it away. Kerris went off the ground and it worked out okay into the palms of Antonak. Antonak can take it and go. Drives a kick towards half forward to a one-on-one. Tudor and Lever. Lever attacked the footy. Didn't take it cleanly. Then knocked it into the path of Tudor. Tudor a handball off to Antonak, who'd butted up. Antonak sees an open goal square. He's pulled the kick to the left. It's rolling through for a behind. A minor score for St Joseph's. Well played by Antonak. Just couldn't finish his work. 3-11-29. Plays 3-5-23 in this second quarter that's ticked over 27 minutes on the Total Tools time clock. Total Tools, every tool for every trade.
Kicking quickly. Sexton looks for Dillon but chopped it off. Ferguson, 55 out, wants to play on, get on that left. Goes with the top of the square kick towards Mullen, who can't take it. Off the back of the pack, Tudor comes in. Can he pick it up? He does. Then he gets the handball away to De Grande. The big blokes work hard. Now Antonak again gets free, gets around a couple, handball towards Tudor, who followed it up. His handball missed the target. Now Madigan will be able to clear. His kick was partly smothered though. Across to Kershaw. He can't pick it up across half forward. It comes back to him again. His handball out wide to Kerris. Has to sit and wait for it. Then he gets wrapped up. Needs some support. Kershaw off a step. Left foot kick inside 50. Getting up there. Punched away by Driver at the back. They can't pick it up. St Joe's now they can. Antonak on the boundary line. Right foot kick across the face of goal. And will they be able to keep it in? No, they can't. De Grande sees it over the line for a throw in. Left forward pocket city into the ground.
Is there some similarities between Paddy De Grande and Reece Holkren just in the way they move?
Laconic type movements, and yeah, absolutely there is. Ample replacement, maybe. Oh, maybe not as good yet. But,
Tudor grabbed it out of the ruck, quick handball. Adams underground! Wonderful
Very
finish. That is a Lammy's Tavern goal of the day. No, it's not. It was touched. Through from behind.
Wow.
Voice got up to the threshold.
Jeez.
He was stiff there, Adams, but I suspect it was touched off the boot. It went through between the two big sticks, but a diving attempt across the boot means there was a hand on it, and that is a behind, and the margin is 7. 3-12-30 St Joseph. South Barwon 3-5-23. 28 and a half minutes gone in this second quarter of K-Rock football. Hope you're enjoying the call through K-Rock 955, krock.com.au, and of course the AFL Barwon Facebook live stream.
Jay Lever plays on from fullback. Goes long towards centre wing. That's the siren for half-time. And it is St Joey's 3-12-30. They lead South Barwon 3-5-23. 7 points of difference at half time.
Josh Conway is down boundary side for us for Loco Sportswear, team apparel for champion teams. Buzz, going to try and have a chat with somebody as you come
thanks,
off?
King. Yeah, I just got Andrew Bosley alongside me, mate. Bose, firstly, how's I saw your ankle getting worked on, mate. How is it?
Yeah, just a little niggle, but all good. Still going out there, so we'll hang on to the end of the game.
What did you make of the first half, mate? Obviously, plenty of scoring shots for
Henry Walsh gets it down from the middle, and Carrick can't take it with him. Kick off the ground by Gow towards centre half forward for St Joey's, and he comes up with the smother as well in the second effort and comes up with a handball. So he does nicely there, gets it to Reed Adams, left foot kick long towards the forward pocket. No mark taken there, and the ball comes out for South Barwon. Doesn't sit nicely for them though. Goes over the top towards Smith. Can he pick it up? Yes, he can. He goes 65 out with the kick inboard, but he turns it over, and Ryan Dillon takes the mark for the Swans.
Dillon, right back pocket just below the scoreboard, reading St Joseph's leading by 7 points. Sends a kick towards the outer side, the Reynolds Road side, where we've seen a lot of action, and Keris cuts off that kick and takes the mark. He comes inboard, sees Gow, who's had plenty of it. Suspect that TAC stats tracker is going to have named James Gow on it quite a bit. Gow now goes back to Keris. Keris at 70 from home, left half forward into the pocket. He goes, not a great ball. Sexton takes a comfortable mark. So Will Sexton just finding his feet after a injury interrupted number of years with his footy. Kick towards half-back, looking for Lee off the hands of the pack numbers there for St Joseph's. One of those is Keris, gets a handball release to Walsh. Walsh tries to farm it back into play. Caldo to Madigan. Madigan under pressure, just jams it on the boot, and the Humphrey on debut marks for St Joseph's. He looks to come to centre half-back. He's got a couple of options, and one of those he'll be able to build off is Morrison, who can loop a handball over the top to Webb instead. Tucks it under the arm. Now looks to draw a man with a little neat kick to Webb, who gets it at true centre wing.
He does. He takes it in front of O'Dwyer and just holds him up. Now he goes short over the top. It might be okay to Ferguson, who takes the mark. Still plays on now, wants to switch the ball to the opposite half-forward flank. It might be okay, it is. And the ball is out there and goes now Smith, left foot kick, inside 50. And off the pack, punched away again. Goes towards Driver, who has it, gets wrapped up and is not going anywhere in that tackle. That came from Hickey, and it will be a ball up left forward pocket. St Joseph's into attack at the 10-pin bowling end of the ground.
Currently about.
Still can't believe I'm saying that, but anyway, I am. Ball close towards the boundary line and the scoreboard. Palioris leaves it for Smith, gets around, left foot kick, back in board, close to the boundary. Was it in? It was. It just landed in the field of play and will be a throw in. Left forward pocket, as we said. Joey's 3-12-30 and South Barwon 3-5-23. We played 3 minutes in this third term, thanks to Metricon, Geelong's local builder for over 21 years.
They're looking for skilled tradies to join the local team. Call 1300 Metricon to inquire today. Tudor to do the ruck work against Davis. Ball's allowed to hit the ground. It's socket out of mid-air. It might have been Davis getting a boot on that. Webb's taken it and then burst away with a flying shot at goal. Has he pulled it too far? No, he hasn't. He's kicked a wonderful goal, Luke Webb. He has been known to bob up occasionally up forward. He knows where the goals are. He's had a couple of days out in his career at St Joseph's, but he's snuck forward. He's picked off the footy and he's finished nicely with a Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon. Lammy's open Friday to Sunday at 9 p.m. with free entry before 10 p.m. every night. St Joseph's 4-12-36, South Barwon 3-5-23.
We spoke about how they play their game off their halfback. Their halfbackers with that such experience in the way they set up, and that's where a halfbacker can be absolutely dangerous for you off the back of a stoppage or off the back of a contest, and you've got yourself an opportunity to kick goals.
Especially when you've got experience like that. Luke Webb's first goal. So Walsh gets it down again to Gow, who's bought his own footy in the third term. Goes to Hickey towards half forward now, over the head of a couple, including De Grande. Running the other way, Peters got it away. So the Swans go out wide. Chopped off. Good play, Harry Smith. O'Dwyer close to the boundary line. Wheels it back in with the handball. And through some traffic, they get the handball towards centre wing. Getting around Noble. Does nicely. Right foot kick towards half forward, but getting back there, Morrison, like this kid, does nicely. Chips the ball back inboard, and they've got the loose man. Hutchinson gets it away to Webb, who goes out wide towards centre wing. Doesn't sit nicely though, and the Swans can come the other way. They can bounce now. Leave a right foot kick long inside 50. Bosley on the side, does nicely. Used the body beautifully and made sure that he was in the right spot against Zach Morrison. And we'll have a set shot for goal from 25 outside angle.
Rare skill error from Webb.
Yeah, it sort of bamboozled all of them, and Lever was that last man in defence who rebounded into it was our matchup that we spoke about just prior to the start of the third quarter, but great bit of work there by Bosley, and Webby doesn't usually miss those balls.
So a quick reply for South Barwon. Bosley, 25 out, kick 2 this afternoon already. Comes in now, city end of the ground, right foot kick. And goal umpire says all clear. And he's pretty happy about his third this afternoon. And that is the fourth for South Barwon. They go to 4-5-29. And they trail St Joseph's 4-12-36. And we have been playing 5.5 minutes. And Total Tools time clock. Total Tools, every tool for every trade. And sitting in the expert chair, as we said, Matt Kershaw for Wilson's Real Estate.
Yeah, you can see that at any skill level, game level, you turn the ball over through the corridor or through the centre half of the ground, and the opposition sides are going to hurt you, and that's exactly what they did there. Just a rare mistake by Webb, and you miss the target, and they're going to make you hurt, particularly a team like South Barwon.
Wilson's Real Estate, Geelong property done properly. James Wilson and the team Madigan bursting away from the middle after Davis won the ruck contest. Kick inside 50, Hovey, a nice mark climbing high. Uncontested, gave a handball off to Webb. Webb sends it towards the outer side, looking out there for his captain in Hickey. Hickey tries to get away from Starkey. Starkey was good, brought him to ground, but dragged him out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Hickey throws the head back in frustration, thinking he hadn't taken the ball out. And just forward of the wing on the Reynolds Road side here at South Barwon. We'll get a boundary throw in. Good contest. We've had some fizzes on Anzac Day over the journey. I don't think we've had a single figure margin, but it's heading that way today. Tapped down from behind by Walsh. He'll end up doing his own roving after the ball came back to him. Now a quick kick from Hutchinson. A left foot ball to half back, and Sexton diving in takes a nice grab down low. So Will Sexton, as we said, just finding his feet again, and once he does completely find them, he's going to be very handy in that South Barwon back half. He drives a kick towards half forward off the hands of Walsh, taken by Webb. Was able to walk through traffic a little bit too easily. Then a low ball on the bounce for Paliuris did no favours. Knocked away into the path of Siddle. Haven't caught a lot of this afternoon, but his kick is good for O'Dwyer, who's got it between wing and half forward out of side.
Moves it quickly towards the lead of Dwyer, who takes the mark, 55 out, wheels around, goes for Bosley again. There are a couple on him. Lee goes up, can't take the mark. His handball outboard towards Peters was okay. Got chopped off though. Nice play by Hickey at the back. Needs some support. Still about 35 out from goal for the South Barwon side, and the pack develops. St Joey's pretty happy to see it in dispute there, and they'll get up for a ball up.
Just another mistake by Webb, another missed target. That's 2 in a row. That gets him back into a forward 50.
And it'll be Lee at the stoppage to the ruck work against Walsh. Tries to get a hand to it. Then he played for a free kick, didn't get one. The umpire said that's a push in the back. So Haynes came in with the tackle, pushed in the back, and it's going to be Taylor Mulroney with the free kick about 40 out from goal directly in front.
You knew the square up was coming.
So this to make the margin at 1 point. Taylor Mulroney with the kick, city into the ground. Haynes not a happy chap on the mark.
Rightly so, I would have thought. But anyway.
So he comes in. 40 out, right foot kick. Okay, shanked it a long way. Just in for a behind. Just. Shave the behind post on the inside of it, I think. And through for one behind to South Barwon.
Oh, we had that one last week at Grovedale that looked a little bit off the mark as well. It might have been from Bookavars.
4-6-30. South Barwon, St Joey's 4-12-36.
Kershaw will bring it broadcast side. What's he got out here? A floating kick that'll hang for Lee to mark with the head bandaged after that earlier New Grove bench tops blood rule. He quickly sends it back inside forward 50. Plenty of Joeys lining up, including at the front of the pack, but not taking the mark. The debutant Oscar Morrison. There's Kerris with a good release to Hickey. Hickey a long ball to a one-on-one. Well, it's now a 2-on-1. Tudor has it fisted away from him. Might have been Giray with a good spoil into the path of Peters. Miss-hit the left foot kick. It'll hang in the air in the left forward pocket. Plenty of Joeys there flying, and it's left 3 South Barwon players on the deck, including Carrick. But the ball's beaten him out of bounds for a boundary throw into the left forward pocket.
Enough communication there from the St Joseph defenders. All 3 flew. All 3 went to punch. No one stayed down. It's very lucky the ball went out.
So we've got a boundary thrown about 3 metres around from the left-hand behind post. City end of the ground. South Barwon in attack, trailing by 6 points. 36 plays 30 in this third quarter, thanks to Metricon. Walsh from behind winning the tap down, trying to burst his way through underneath the pack there. Might have been Riley Dwyer. He's not going anywhere, and we'll get a ball up. About 35 out from goal. Jace, let's see if we can get some clear footy out of here.
Here we go, Lee and Walsh. Lee gets it down. Carrick's there on the side. Lee followed up as well. He goes through, wrapped up, not going anywhere. The umpire will come in, ball it up again. So, still in the South Barwon's forward 50. Walsh, Lee, both pull each other off the footy there. Now the ball from Hickey across half forward. Does it sit okay? It does in the end for Starkey. Gives it away to Sexton. 50 and closing. Right foot kick has sprayed it. And through for 1 behind to Will Sexton. So they go to 4-7-31. South Barwon. Trail St Joseph's 4-12-36. And we're in the third quarter thanks to Metricon, Geelong's local builder for over 21 years.
I've got the 2 behinds for Will Sexton. Kershaw plays on from full back and gives a handball off to Zach Morrison. Tight in the right back pocket. Floats a kick to half back over the head of Adams. Lee went to ground, didn't have the footy up. I said play on. Adams too slow. That was a good tackle, bringing him to ground from Charlie Francis. Francis at left half forward quickly wants to get on with it. Sets it up. Got a couple of options, including Bosley. Hovey back with the flight. Couldn't control the mark. Rolling ball towards the pocket. Webb was good for Joey's. Gave it to Zach Morrison. Underground handball. Might have been deflected. Umpire said yes, out of bounds. Boundary throwing. He did have a teammate in Ferguson in the vicinity at the cricket nets. And the umpire says, I'm happy that he wasn't trying to get the ball out of bounds and trying to keep it alive, and in the right forward pocket we'll see it tossed in. So all the play at the moment being played at the City end of the ground in this third quarter. 11 minutes gone with St Joseph's leading by 5 points.
Caldo in the ruck against Walsh. Can't take it down. Close to the boundary line again. And the boundary umpire with a bit more work to do.
Buzz, has the wing picked up at all? Because the last couple of exits from South St Joseph's have actually been floaters.
Yeah, it's really swirly, Kirsch. I think Carson mentioned it before. It's just out in different patches of the ground. The wind goes in all sorts of directions, I think.
Yeah. So throw in. Walsh from behind. Tried a big thump away. Starkey got it. Got a quick handball away. It's inside 50, but filling the gap, filling the hole is Ferguson. And he's called to play on, so he'll have to go on the left. Tries to drill the ball, doesn't hit a target. Handball over the top. There's a bit of space and time here. The kick around the corner came very quickly from Taylor Mulroney, who gets his second behind of the quarter, and another minor score for the Swans. They go to 4-8-32. Charles and Joey's 4-12-36.
Webb's kicking, looking for Hutchinson. Francis from behind brought it to ground. Hutchinson saw. Keep an eye on that, Buzz. Quick handball release to Dillon. Dillon to put the Swans in front. Dillon to put the Swans in front. Ryan Dillon bangs it home from 45. That's a Lammy's goal of the afternoon contender as South take back the lead. They're 5-8-38. They lead St Joseph's 4-12-36 in this third quarter thanks to Metricon. Metricon Homes new reverse living display home now open at Curlewis. Buzz, as we go down to you. Hutchinson's been battling all day with fitness, and that one hasn't helped him out either.
Yeah, he's just sucking the minking. He's coming towards you. You might get a sight of him in a second too. Ollie Lee just came off more blood out of where he's been taped up to after that contest.
Thank you for that, Buzz. St John of God injury updates. Your emergency specialist now open 24/7. Myer Street in Geelong.
Back in the middle, and now South Barwon get it forward again towards O'Dwyer, who takes the mark. Oh, he wanted to play on too, and he does now. 55 out, tries to drill it towards the forward pocket position. Webb comes across. Bosley now on the deck. Can he get it up? Morrison said over the shoulder, said the umpire. Morrison coming to the tackle, and Andrew Bosley will have the ball. And the free kick in the left forward pocket, city end of the ground. He's kicked through this afternoon. And a chance for his fourth. Only about 30 out.
Didn't really see that one, Chase. Was it there?
Bit of half and half.
Yeah, okay.
He did go. It looked like he went high, but it looked like he rolled him as well. So he comes in now. Bosley keeps it low with the breeze and kicks the goal. Andrew Bosley has kicked his fourth of the afternoon. 2 in a minute for South Barwon, and the Swans take a little bit of control in this third quarter. The big forward has 4 in South Barwon. 6-8-44. They lead St Joseph's 4-12-36. Third quarter. Thanks to Metricon, Geelong's local builder for over 21 years.
Well, they peppered the goals, the goal prior to this, and kicked a few points. And I was about to say that St Joseph needed the ball to go back to the centre. When it went back to the centre, they had an absolute brilliant ruck tap out by Davis, straight down the throw to Luxford. Centre clearance into their forward line, another goal. So Yeah, they're back in this game big time, aren't they, South Barwon?
3 consecutive goals after trailing by 13 points when Luke Webb goaled at the 3-minute mark. They now lead by 8, and they've really controlled play for the last 15 minutes or so. Umpire tosses it up in the middle. Here's Davis winning the tap again. Rolling ball coming off the edge of the square. O'Dwyer couldn't take it. Hickey tries to reel it in for St Joseph's. Dwyer's in there for South Barwon and locking it up over the top. Coming in was Madigan, bottom of the pack Gow as well, and umpire Reid just forward of the cricket pitch table. We'll toss it up. Davis again getting high, winning the tap. There's a free kick for a hold, and is it off the footy? No, it is off the footy, and it's going to go to South Barwon. So all the momentum with the Swans right now, and it'll come back to Mulroney, the former Koroit star. Plenty of premierships down there. He's Caldo all alone, back with the flight, couldn't complete the mark. Should have done better, Matty Caldo. The kick didn't favour him maybe. And then Hovey cleaning up, kicking to the outer side, and Antonak, and there's some rare clear possession here for St Joseph's.
So Settlewig on the outer side. Antonak over the top. Reid Adams takes the mark. To push quickly, St Joseph's. Had a lot behind the ball. Not much to kick to. They're just holding it up on centre wing. Plays on now. Goes with a little short left foot kick back to Adams by hand. He might get it and go inside 50 this time. Coming out. Good mark taken by Tudor. In front of Lever, and he will shoot for goal from about 50 out.
Amazing when you go quickly inside 50 what you can do.
Yeah, and you got someone hitting up at you.
Yes.
Look, it was a nice right foot by Reid Adams. They sort of set that up pretty well. They needed Walsh back on the ground there because they lost the last 3 hit-outs against DeGrandy in the ruck.
So Cam Tudor comes in, 50 out, slide angle. And he goes with the right foot. Kick, good distance. Needed goal for St Joseph's, and Cam Tudor delivers his first of the afternoon at the 10-pin bowling end of the ground.
Lane 4 that was. He kicked it out of.
Lane 4, he did nicely. 6-8-44, South Barwon and St Joey's 5-12-42. And we have been playing nearly 17 minutes in this third term.
Dare I say a strike to the 10-pin bowling lane end.
Nice.
Just down to Josh Conway. After that pass inside 50, Reid Adams come to the boundary, not moving as freely as you'd hope, Buzz.
Yeah, he wasn't. King, he's just gone round the corner into the bench where I can't actually see him, but I'll try to get a visual on him and give you an update.
Thank you for that, Buzz. Tapped down by Walsh, but Peters coming off the wing was good. The former Bannockburn star, recruited from the Warwick Eagles this year. His kick was poor, and Kershaw at the point of the square at right half-back has got the footy for St Joseph. Triple premiership player Riley Kershaw kicking now towards half-forward, looking for a fly, but no mark by Walsh off the hands of the pack. A quick handball release towards the boundary line. Chance here for Ferguson. Did he keep it alive? Umpire said he did. Handball off to Mullen. Mullen's kick was beautifully smothered. Coming across might have been Sexton, doing some fantastic defensive work. And we'll get a boundary thrown in front of a very healthy crowd in the right forward pocket in front of the social club here at South Barwon.
Adams has fallen to Kingy, and I think Alex Hickey might have been swung forward too.
Thank you for that, Lee, doing the ruck work front position. Won it down to Luxford, who just flung a handball into no man's land. Madigan was good against Ferguson. Chance now for St Joey's though. Heinz haven't called a huge amount of Brand Heinz this afternoon. It's been very good for grand finals over the journey. And we'll get a ball up in the right forward pocket.
So, big pack around this ball up. Goes now. Neither ruckman really get an effective tap. There was a big tackle put on. And it will be another ball up. I see Henry Walsh getting up against Davis. Get it down now, side of the pack. Swans trying to work it out. Off half-back, they do Luxford's kick. Back towards the middle of the ground. Bit of a one-on-one. Kershaw will get across there with Humphrey. Humphrey off a step, back inside 50. High kick, no mark. Oh, was it a mark? Yes, it was. Second effort. And
Might be DeGrandy.
I think it might be Mullen. It is. Jack Mullen, who was taking a very good two-grabber at centre half forward.
It's a fair grab.
Yeah.
And Jack Mullen will shoot for goal. This is going to be on his distance, I reckon. He's going to be kicking from 50. This to give Joey's the lead again in the Anzac Day clash. 10-pin bowling end of the ground. Lane number 5. He lines up. He goes to the right foot kick. Has he got the distance? He hasn't. And it's a mark in the last line of defence for the Swans. And they play on quickly to get it away in front of the scoreboard. And they're just going to hold things up now and take their time and move it quickly now towards centre wing. Oh, kick though, turnover, and the Joeys are going to be able to bring it back in from Morrison.
So Morrison bangs it long and coming out, but bouncing off his chest was Charlie Francis. Did okay to go back and get the footy, but then was dragged off as he went to kick. Just bobbling around inside the Joeys forward 50. Antonak was dumped in the tackle by Noble. Head over the footy, Mullen burrowing through, going nowhere. And we'll get a bit of the honey badger about Louis Antonak.
He is a little bit about him, isn't he?
Umpire tosses it up. Tapped down by Davis. Rolling ball. Palliuris pounced. Palliuris missed. To the right. Should have done better. Kieran Palliuris. Nearly did a hamstring saying Kieran Palliuris. And that is 1 goal 1 for him this afternoon. And it is 1 point the difference. St Joseph's 5-13 on Anzac Day. South Barwon 6-8-44 in this third quarter. Thanks to Metricon. We're looking for skilled tradies to join their local team. Call 1300 Metricon to inquire today.
Sexton, beautiful kick in, finds Mulroney, gives it away by hand, and they go through Davis, the big ruckman, towards centre half forward. Kershaw chops it off, does nicely, handball back towards Webb. He runs across defensive 50, goes towards the Honey Badger, who takes the mark. He goes from centre wing now and wants to sell some candy, gets around a couple, has run a long way, just got the bounce away, but goes through the middle, right foot kick, wobbly punt inside 50, getting back there, Davis across there, but he won't have the pace to go with Smith. Left foot kick around the corner, Tudor comes out, can't take the mark, off the back of the pack. The Swans come back and they might be able to relieve the pressure through Mulroney at back pocket.
A handball into the back pocket. He's going to park the peepers on the play here. It's very tight in that pocket. We don't have a great line of sight. The kicks come
Carrick it is.
to Carrick. Carrick laterally to the boundary line. Asks a lot of drive. A good spoil by the smaller Ferguson. He gives a handball off after getting it from Hickey, and then he sells a teammate up the river, and we're going to get a ball up. That was a little bit harsh there. In the bottom of that pack might have been Mullen, it was, as he gets to his feet, and we'll get a ball up in the right forward pocket for St Joseph's. Tapped down by Walsh, hitting it hard and getting the footy off to Hines. It came there from Kerris, and then to the top of the goal square. It's dribbled through for a goal. It's been called touched. So Palliuris is claiming the goal. South Barwon players are claiming touched, and touched is the decision, and the score is all tied up.
Home crowd decision, that one, I reckon.
Yeah. Did you call that one, Buzz?
Well, a goal to me.
5-14-44 plays 6-8-44.
Well, the Swans won't be happy either because they got the ball in quickly to Starkey across on the half-back flank. They've had to come back kicking it again.
So Sexton will bring the ball back into play. This is set up for an absolutely classic finish. 22 and a quarter minutes gone on the total till time clock in this third quarter. We have had lots of fizzes on Anzac Day, but this one is living up to expectations.
It's set up for a draw. It's set up for a draw. Sexton plays on from fullback. He kicks it into the canteen. Into the canteen. It's out of bounds on the full. Driver couldn't keep that in, so Kerris will have it right half forward for St Joseph's. Comes back inboard. Not a great kick off the boot. Mullen's got a couple against him, and now the ball comes out the back and they go from Mulroney. He just chips the ball. It's not dangerous though. St Joseph's work hard. Kick out. Oh, yes, it was kicking in danger.
Yeah, you don't see it often, do you?
No, but it was straight out of the hands there, and they're called to play on St Joseph's from a long way back from where the ball actually went in the middle of the ground, but they've got it inside 50.
Nice leak by Humphrey.
Yeah,
and it was
great awareness.
Yeah, absolutely, to go and take it on. It's a big risk when you got the ball probably 55 out to take it on and go, but it was a great kick.
And so a set shot now. I think it's Gow, is it?
Palliuris.
Oh, Palliuris, is it? Yeah, it is too. So, touched the last time. Can he give his team the lead? He comes in, 45 out, right foot kick, goes for goal,
That's a beauty.
and he kicks it. Kieran Palliuris kicks his second of the afternoon, and he gives St Joseph's the lead in this third term, and they go to 6-14-50. They lead South Barwon 6-8-44-23. Nearly 24 minutes played in this third term, thanks to Metricon, Geelong's local builder for over 21 years. And for Wilson's Real Estate, here's Matt Kershaw.
Well, we had a bit of an arm wrestle there between the arcs. Normally it's been the defensive sides that have been playing the rebound style football, but that was about a 5-minute period there between the arcs, and it was what best midfield could get that ball into their forward 50, and St Joseph's now got a bit of momentum.
Around the ground for Leopold Sportsman's Club. Leopold Sport is your complete family venue. It's Drysdale 99, leading Port Arlington 13 is going forward through Luxford South Barwon. Lee there in a one-on-one against Morrison. Kershaw cleaned up with a handball to Hovey. Hovey, a neat little kick to Heinz. Heinz has got an option in Smith on the wing. He missed him with the kick. Bosley with a nice one-handed take on the bounce, and then he shrugged off a tackle. A handball release over the top. Chance to Bill Mulroney involved. Quick hands, Peters back to Mulroney. But it was out of his grasp. Helping him out was Hogan. Mulroney handball to Madigan, spun out of the Jepson tackle. Wonderful smother by Kershaw. Allowed the ball to spill for Heinz. Quick release Smith to Antonak. Antonak tries to burn off his man, and he does with a bounce. And then a handball release, and they're away. Paliuris, right half forward, can bang it inside forward 50, presenting up and marking and stretching. It's a good grab in the right forward pocket. It's taken down there.
Cam Tudor.
Wide shooter. It's a long way away down there as we work from the half forward flank. It looked like Tudor. I just wanted to confirm. Right near the light tower, right forward pocket in front of a
Tough kick.
vocal South Barwon crowd. This is a tough kick on today, but the breeze seems to have eased slightly. Tudor, 45 out, has hung it out to the right, and in front of the South Barwon members has put it out on the full, and that's the last place you want to do that.
You don't want to be kicking them out the full there.
I think they told him about it too as he kicked out about on the full. So
Very passionate crowd down there.
the Swans will
Always have been.
have the free kick in the last line of defence. Lever wants to switch the play to the outer side, and it's a good switch too. Finds Peters at half back, draws a play and handballs it over the top. They can run now and go with a kick towards half forward Lee. Should have taken the mark. Webb does nicely, gives it back to Morrison. Had it, lost it, needs to get it back and gets the handball away. Luxford's going to put the pressure on Walsh. He got the handball free, and now Gow got one high. The umpire said play on. Handball over the top. Siddle kicked 7 last week. Can he kick one now? He goes towards goal. He's missed. And through for one behind. So 6-9-45 South Barwon. St Joey's 6-14-50, and a quick play in to Hickey
From Humphrey, Hickey just inside defensive 50, right near our best seats in the house for Atco Cafe 24/7. To the wing he goes, looking for Jepson, was over his head. Quick kick forward by Davis, ricocheted back from a smother. Sexton near the boundary line tracking it. It's out of play in front of him, and also Dillon, and we'll get a boundary throw in. True centre wing, right in front of both coaches' boxes. We'll get a boundary throw in. Boundary umpire just comes in about 10 or so metres just to get some distance in the boundary throw in. Walsh and Davis. Davis from position, the tap down. Keris fumbled, left it behind, but that spilled for Hickey, who jammed it on the boot forward. Bouncing ball, Tudor front position. Lever wrapped him up. That's holding the ball, surely. Umpire, you've got to pay that. I think it will come back, will it? No, it won't. The ball is under the pack. That is holding the ball, surely.
If you reckon the crowd was vocal before, Kingy, you should have heard him then.
He's having a mare, this umpire. But anyway.
Umpire tosses it up. Walsh climbing high, winning the tap down to Keris. Keris, a wonderful release for Ferguson. Flying shot from Riley. Has it got the carry? No, it's off hands and through for a behind you. That held up into the breeze. That kick from Riley Ferguson, who's not a long kick, but he punches through the kick.
Does.
And that didn't get the distance, and the margin is again 6 points. 6-15-51 St Joseph's. It's been a theme of the weekend. South Barwon 6-9-45, 27 and 3/4 minutes gone till time clock.
Sexton kicks it in quickly, and they go wide now with the kick, South Barwon, and they might have the numbers too on centre wing. Bathed in sunshine now, McDonald reserve. Bosley from behind goes up, can't take the mark. Morrison, and now in front Bosley. Morrison did nicely, worked him past the footy and got the handball on the up and did well to Morrison, who goes over the top to Adams. They've got a couple there, and they can just hold it up now. They're called to play on. They have to go now. They go through the middle. DeGrande takes the mark right on centre wing on the outer side. Streaming forward, he goes with a kick out wide. It's okay. They can wheel and go quickly. They're trying to get it in forward towards Tudor, but it's not going to hit him. Now the handball comes back. Dangerous. Mullen in there. Does nicely. Sharks it and turns it and hits the goal. Jack Mullen. And tells the South Barwon crowd about it as well.
How they respond to that one, Buzz.
Jack Mullen kicks his first.
That is fantastic.
I reckon they might have been getting stuck into a few of them down there.
He's a big fan of his own ability, Jack Mullen, and so he should be after he sharked it there.
That was a great pickup.
7-15-57 the Joey, South Barwon. 6-9-45 Anzac Day football at its best.
There's certainly no love lost still between those two, is there?
Second game of his career, dribbles one through and then runs to the opponents and says, "How do you like them apples?"
He didn't miss anyone with that point, did he?
Yeah, it was all of you.
Great stuff.
Walsh in the middle against Davis. Walsh winning the tap down. Kerris the roving. Quick handball release to Gow, who jammed it on the boot, but taking it is Cunningham on the chest, who's been solid down back this afternoon. Cunningham wants the near side wing. It's a floater, but it's going to sit in front of O'Dwyer. Bouncing ball. Webble coming the other way. O'Dwyer went to ground. O'Dwyer released a handball on the bounce, taken by Carrick. Handball is okay. Chance now for Starkey near the boundary line. He'll try and keep it alive. Webb got him in a one-arm chicken wing tackle. Here's Humphrey picking up the loose ball. He got a push in the back, surely. Yeah, umpire said play on. Ball's bobbling for Kerris. He's dumped in a tackle by Noble. Ball spills out towards Big Walsh. Peters wraps him up. Oh, then bang over the top. Lockie Noble just to finish him off. If it wasn't enough that Peters had held him up, Lockie Noble came over the top with a knockout blow. Umpire tosses it up for Walsh to win the tap down. That is three-quarter time.
Things are heating up.
What a cracking game of football on Anzac Day. As I've said, some of these have been fizzes over the journey. They've been built up, plenty of expectation. Games where South Barwon have come in with some winning momentum and then been picked off by St Joseph's in this marquee matchup. But today, it's serving up an absolute cracking battle as Josh Conway is down there. Buzz, are you going to have a chat to somebody now, or are you just going to wait?
Yeah, no, I'll try and grab Kieran Paliuris just quickly. Can you give me 2 seconds?
So he's just working over to the star number 5, Kieran Paliuris, today, playing game 119 of a very impressive career. He's with Josh Conway right now.
Yeah, I'm alongside Kieran, mates.
On with the 0-point margin, the draw, and it's still on the cards. It's 9:45, 7:15, 57. Who wins from here, Kirsch?
I think St Joseph's will have to get a tail up. I think they'll kick the first, and that'll break the camel's back.
Matt Kershaw for Wilson Real Estate. Wilson Real Estate, Geelong Property, done properly. Final turn for APCO Cafe 24/7. He's Jason.
Walsh gets it down towards Kerris, who got one high. The umpire said play on. Pack develops in the middle, and there's going to be a free kick from the trailing umpire from 140 metres away. He's picked it to Doyle Madigan.
He was in lane 1.
Yeah, he was in lane 1. Doyle Madigan was in lane 7, and he's got the ball now. He's kicking towards the Geelong bowling lane's end. He goes long inside 50. Good mark. And they play on quickly. They go around the corner. That was Caldo, and he got it in board. And South Barwon have taken the mark.
Siddle.
And it's Siddle who has it. We haven't called, as you said, Kingy, and he's only had one shot for goal. He's kicked it behind. And this would be a great start for the home side. He's going to kick from 40 out directly in front, and I suspect you'll hear the South Barwon faithful if he can put this through. He comes in, he's on the runway, he goes with the right foot kick, and he has kicked it. So James Siddle has kicked his first of the afternoon, and as we said, a good start for the home side in this final term. 7-9-51, St Joseph's 7-15-57, and this is the fourth quarter thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
Not the start I predicted 32 seconds ago, Jace.
A little bit different.
Which is good. We know we've had a contest all day, so it's fantastic.
Never been a single figure margin on Anzac Day between these two in the contest that started back in 2009. The ledger 6-5 in St Joseph's favour. Can South Barwon square it up? Come around 25 minutes, half an hour from now. Back in the middle, umpire reads it, toss it into the air for Walsh and Davis to go at it. Neither get a clear hand on it. It's allowed to bounce. Mulroney taps it to his own advantage, then tries to barge through a Gow. And, Adams tackle. He's been pinged for holding the ball. Is that the right decision, Kirsch?
No.
Adams called to play on, swings onto that familiar left boot towards Hickey on the lead, down on the chest, juggles the mark. Down on the mark, stands about 52 from goal as he's pointing to the mark. Hickey's taking off over the head of Tudor, out the back to DeGrandy, being held by Lever. Umpire said play on, is at the front of the pack. It's taken by Cunningham, and we will get a ball up about 25 out from the St Joseph's goal. In fact, it's Driver taking it for South Barwon. Joey's in attack and looking ominous. Umpire Riches puts it into the air. Climbing high, Tudor. He jumped a little bit too early, and the ball bounces into the path of Kerris, who's wrapped up in a two-man tackle by Francis and Luxford. Sounds like my law firm. And we'll get a ball up. Davis again winning the tap down. Quick clearing kick out of the pack towards half back, taken by Adams. Got his arms free and got a handball away towards Webb, who just flung it over his shoulder towards Smith. Smith was okay until he was ragdolled by Luxford. Well done by Mullen. Flicked. Oh, Antonak was absolutely coat-hanged. And that was by Cunningham. And Antonak quickly wants to go on. He bangs it long. There's an open goal square. It'll carry to the top of the square. Knocked away by Lever. Hickey picked up the crumbs but missed with a left foot snap to the near side and through for a behind. Handy point though early in this final quarter. 7:16:58, 7:9:51. I know there's somebody listening who'll appreciate the handy point call. 3 minutes gone in this final term on the Total Tools time clock. Final term for APCO Cafe 24/7.
Swans with the kick in from full back. Sexton down the middle. Good kick. Finds Luxford. Defensive 50. Just holds the ball up. Hogan wide. He elects to go short inside. Madigan takes it back into the centre square at half back. Goes long now towards Caldo. Has to sit and wait for it over the back. Hovey. Did he mark it? He did. He fell into his arms as he came down. And Matt Caldo has taken it. Thought about the handball. Driving. And 50.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. So Josh Hovey is pleading innocence on the mark, and the umpire is having nothing of it. And that is, this umpire I think works for Wilson's Real Estate, because
that's 120.
James, if you need a new real estate agent, you need to get down here and get this umpire, because he has given 100 metres. That is amazing.
Oh, wow, that's a big 50.
And that is a big 50.
Looks about right to me, Coach.
So, Caldo comes down. He's going to be kicking from 40, and he squeezed it in. So, Matt Caldo, the skipper, kicks his first. And it is on at centre-half forward.
They're into Walsh
for South Barwon. But the Swans have kicked the goal, and they go to 8-9-57. South Barwon. And St Joseph's a 7-16-58. So, a point the difference, and we have played 5 minutes in this final term. Matt Kershaw.
Well, we thought that St Joseph's might get a little bit of momentum early with the breeze behind them, but take nothing away from South Barwon. They've been terrific. They were really steady then with their ball movement, then got it in quick to Caldo, and then the rest is history. It was a fantastic play.
Captain's goal from Matty Caldo. Tap down Davis. Quick handball release, and the kick away from Davis towards half forward. Bouncing ball, and it's gone through Noble. He'll come back at the footy, though. He did okay, Noble. Then a quick snap. What's he got at the top of the square? He wants Bosley. Bounces in front of him, and Morrison. Bosley out of mid-air! Just misses to the left. He flushed the volley, but has missed to the left-hand side.
Scores level.
And the scores are dead set level here at McDonald Reserve. South Barwon have tied things up there. 8-10-58. St Joseph's 7-16-58 in this final term for APCO Cafe 24/7. It's gone 6 minutes on the Total Tools time clock.
And Webb to Kerris, back to Webb, runs through centre to the centre half back, goes wide to Gow on centre wing. Now he puts it out in front for Hickey to run onto it. Won't sit through him. He's got Palioris in support, but he got one high too there. Coming through was Charlie Francis. Needs some support out the back for Antonak. Gets it around. Handball running past. Here's Kershaw! Misses.
Jeez.
Hit the post. Hit the post. His father kicks much better than him. One behind. 7-17-59. St Joey's. South Barwon 8-10-58. And a point the difference again here in the Anzac Day clash at McDonald Reserve.
Sexton, driving kick towards half-back. Oh, big fly, but no mark from Lee. And out the back all alone is Kershaw to clean up. Kick into the right forward pocket. Tudor diving near the cricket wickets. Can't take it. And it's a boundary throw-in in the right forward pocket. This game has just gone up slightly in intensity. Just slightly in intensity. 7-17 though, St Joseph's. They say bad kicking's bad football, but if you're in front at the end of the day, I suppose it doesn't matter. Tudor doing the ruck work. Davis front position, the tap down. Kerris was there, couldn't take it. Dillon, a good goal early, couldn't take it either. Madigan overrun it, left it behind for Peters. South Barwon okay. Now to Carrick. Carrick outside of the right boot. Bananas a ball towards the wing. A fly but no mark to Grandy. Bringing it to ground. Lee was good work. Now it's in the hands of Carrick. Carrick's kick is good for Luxford, who can burst away with a bounce. He's on the cricket wicket with a second bounce. He steadies himself, and then a little kick out the corner of the eye was good. A flying shot on goal to an open goal square. He's rolling from Siddle, but it's missed to the left and through for a behind. And we're all tied up again.
This game's really opened up now, hasn't it? It's going end to end.
8-11 plays 7-17.
Webb kicks it in, finds Ferguson in the back pocket for St Joseph's. Just holding it up. He's getting a lot of tutelage from the South Barwon boys in front there in the grandstand. He comes along with a left foot kick towards centre wing. Walsh can't put it. Oh, good mark in front. Caldo. He's had a good start to this final term, the skipper. He's got the mark. Walsh is down with cramp as well, the big fella. Now Caldo. Forward of the centre wing, goes long, inside 50. Big pack there. No mark taken. Ball spills to the front. Morrison got one high. The umpire said play on. That was Zach Morrison.
One down.
And one down as well behind.
Is it Hovey, is it?
Yeah, it looks like Hovey.
Hovey.
Kirsch.
He's slow to get up there. Trainer's getting him.
He's a tough boy.
So ball up right next to where he is lying. They might wait. The umpire is waiting, I think. He's in the hands of the trainers. Still on hands and knees. He's getting up now. So maybe just winded. He's on his haunches, but the umpire throws the ball up. Lee and Walsh comes towards Noble. Now Joey's work it nicely out. They come back towards half back, but South Barwon with the numbers. Handball came quickly out, and that went to DeRay, who goes towards centre half forward. But St Joey's have got the numbers at the back, and they work it nicely. Webb goes out wide. Tudor gives it to Tudor.
With a loping run when it's going to kick towards half forward, will bounce it in front of Mullen, but there's numbers back there for South Barwon, including Sexton, who's happy to knock it out of bounds and get a boundary throw in. He just pulls the kick nicely back to the boundary umpire, who drops what he should have taken, and we'll get a boundary throw in at right half forward.
Looks like they may have gone smaller down forward with Tudor playing up the ground. I'm not sure why he was caught up high, but looks like he's staying up high.
Boundary throw in. Walsh do the ruck work against Davis, as they have done all day. Madigan head over the footy. Keris appealing for a free kick. Probably be best advised to just go and find the football, Jordan, rather than appealing for a free kick that probably is not going to be paid at this situation. And we'll get a ball up once again. Walsh, Davis. Walsh front position down to Keris, who hit it at pace and then put a kick inside 50. Tudor diving, couldn't complete the mark. Ferguson front of the pack. He left the footy behind, and the ball's now stuck underneath the pack. It's not coming out of there. And we're going to get a ball up just over the top, laying a tackle with Driver. And the last player to his feet is Hutchinson, who, if I had $1 for every time Hutchinson's run past us today keeping warm and doing a fitness test, I'd be a very rich man. From the ball up, it's allowed to hit the ground. Tudor then eventually picked up the loose ball after being in that ruck contest. Madigan among the two tacklers, and another ball up. About 35 out, make it 40 from the St Joseph's goal. Scores all tied at 59 apiece in this final term. Walsh the tap down. Keris dribbled it to himself, basketball style. He caught one high, I reckon, and off the ball. Yeah, and I reckon the umpire got it right.
Yep.
The controlling umpire may not have seen it, and the non-controlling umpire Gower, I think, has made the right decision. And Jordan Keris will have a chance to put St Joseph's back in front.
He's copped a couple of highlights.
Henry Walsh coming to the boundary line. Josh it looks like he's got a stone in his shoe.
Yeah, I think it's just cramp, Kingy.
You don't want that full body spasm that Jackson Sheringham went into for Bell Park last week. Jordan Keris with a man on the mark, standing 35 from goal. Any score will put the Joeys back in front. Keris sets it up into the sky. He's hit it well off the boot. He didn't overkick it. He just did enough to get it over the line and over the pack. And Keris kicks his first of the afternoon and first of the season. Had a big one last week for Joey's 34 touches against Colac on the TAC stats tracker. And he's kicked an important goal there, and I suspect he's racked up the numbers again this afternoon.
Former South Barwon junior.
Correct.
Yes, so he'd be familiar with this ground growing up, but he's been very dominant today. Him and Riley Ferguson have been terrific through that midfield.
Of course, MVP in the NEFL with Southport.
He was indeed.
Going back 3 or 4 years ago.
Yep.
Before returning, play VFL with the Cats and
played at Werribee,
aligning with St Joseph's.
So back to the middle. Davis goes up early to Grandy, having a run in the ruck now with Walsh off the ground. Falls back towards Keris, tried to take it towards Adams. He's wrapped up by Dillon, not going anywhere. The umpire will come in, ball it up. Secondary bounce in the middle. Joey's with the 6-point lead from that Keris goal. Davis and de Grandy. Davis gets it down road though by Keris. Kick partly smothered, goes out towards centre wing. Running through some traffic was Smith. He's wrapped up. Oh, geez, I think there was a bit of don't argue there, and I think that's a free kick, and it will be. And the free kick is going to come back to Haynes, and it was Sexton on the ground who did the don't arguing. So Haynes inside, forward 50. Tudor! Good mark. Great mark in front of Charlie Francis. And pretty much where Jordan Kerris had the last kick, he will kick for goal now, Cam Tudor, who's kicked one this afternoon.
I'm not sure how Lever got off him then, because Lever stuck out here with Jepson on a lot smaller player, and then Tudor had probably maybe lost him in that transition getting higher up the ground, which he's been trying to do.
So Tudor, one this afternoon, 30 out. Comes in, right foot kick, and goal umpire says that is all clear. Don't worry about that, Cam Tudor. His second of the afternoon, and the ninth for St Joseph's. They go to 9-17-71, and they've weathered a bit of the storm from South Barwon. 8-11-59, 13.5 played, final term, and the fourth quarter thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7, and in the experts chair, Matt Kershaw for Wilson's Real Estate.
Back again today's sort of midfield, conversations we're having about who's going to get on top for the first 10 minutes or maybe 8 minutes. South Barwon was certainly on top in those clearances, and then Jordan Kerris and Hines have just stepped up and really gone bang and getting it into that forward line quick.
Around the grounds for Leopold Sportsman's Club, Drysdale 150, Port Arlington 20. That game at around three-quarter time down at Mortimer Oval. From the ball up, Adams is wrapped up in the tackle after the ruck contest, and we'll get a secondary ball up. De Grande now doing the ruck work with Walsh off the ground, doing it against Davis. Umpire tosses it up. Davis winning the tap down, knocked away by Gow. Heinz was in there as well, or he lost it as well. There was a bit of howdy-do with him. Dylan head over the ball, but not taking it was Mulraney. It's on the cricket wicket still, and Heinz is dragged down to ground. He was a sling tackle. Umpire Richards was very demonstrative in the way he showed how Ryan Dillon brought Brant Heinz to ground, and Heinz has the footy on the edge of the turf table, outer side of McDonald Reserve. He drives a kick, wanting Tudor again in a one-on-one. Oh, wonderful mark. Once again, the mismatch.
So,
why is Lever not anywhere near Cam Tudor?
Why is this happening?
And I think Jay Lever's even scratching his head 25 metres out from goal going, how has this happened that the undersized Charlie Francis has found himself, well, that was Driver actually, was previously Francis, against the experienced Cam Tudor. Tudor a chance to kick his third, playing game 95 of his career, Cam Tudor. This may be to put it to bed. Sets it up. Lets the breeze do its work. Wonderful kick. He just set it up into the breeze and said, you work for me, and I'll kick the Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon.
It was a great kick, wasn't it?
Tudor with 3, St Joseph's with 10, and they lead by 18. 10-17-77. South Barwon 8-11-59 in this final quarter for APCO Cafe 24/7.
What are the odds Lever goes right now? It doesn't leave him for the next 30 seconds.
Well, he hasn't.
He hasn't. He's going up the ground. I don't understand what is happening here. He's taken the younger, smaller Jepson when the contest has been hymns all day, and now Tudor has got on top of this contest.
Back in the middle, Gow gets it down towards Jepson, whose Lever's going to put the tackle on. He does nicely, but he leaves the footy behind now. The ball comes back towards the middle from DeRay. Handball out from Humphrey. Back to Smith. Left foot kick around the corner towards Lever, who's going to be in the contest. He can't take the mark. Jepson tried to tap it on. Falls to the back quickly. Hates again. Been influential in this final term. Goes up. Hickey takes the mark. And a Hamlin hanger from Alex Hickey at the back. He does nicely. And the skipper will certainly make sure of the win now for St Joseph's.
But again, Tudor was in that frontal position where he actually had the jump at it. I mean, the ball just had a little bit on it, and he had his player off the bit again. I don't understand this matchup at the moment.
Hickey, 20 out, 45-degree angle, and he has kicked that goal. So his first of the afternoon, and the 11th for St Joseph's. They go to 11-17-83, and they've done nicely in the last 4 or 5 minutes. They lead South Barwon 8-11-59, 17 played, final term, fourth quarter, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
I was in a little text conversation with Alex Hickey during the week, just doing some numbers on the game, and I said, mate, you only need one more goal for 50. He said, I'll do well to get forward today.
Oh, he's played a bit forward today.
So there's his 50th.
There's his 50th. Raised the bat, Alex Hickey. Brent Heitz has been fantastic in the last 5 minutes. He's really turned it back St Joseph's way at the moment.
Davis to go against Walsh. Walsh winning the tap down. Joey's on top now, and Keris explodes away from the contest. Bangs it long. Oh, the kick was skew whiff off the outside of the right boot. But Hickey, gee, caught one high, surely, from Hogan. Umpire said no. And we'll get a boundary throw-in right at the practice cricket nets. In the right forward pocket, City end of the ground.
Jordan Keris has been pretty good too, Kirsch.
Oh, sorry, not to take away from him. Absolutely, been brilliant.
You've got Steamatic standout work to do for you, Kirsch.
Yeah, a bit going on, isn't there?
Steamatic, your disaster restoration experts. From the boundary throw-in, there's going to be a free kick paid, or is it coming back? No, it's coming back with a shallow throw-in from the young boundary umpire. So he's just coming in a couple more metres to give the fair an equal opportunity to both rucks. And that's Davis grabbing it out of the ruck and then weaving his way through traffic before kicking towards half-back. Webb couldn't complete the mark but had time to recover the footy. Confronted, released to handball, freeing the arms Kershaw. Good release to Grandy or Walsh. Walsh a high ball inside 50. What's he got? Davis will drop what he should have taken. Driver there though to clean up the mess and then kick towards left half-back. Going with one hand but not marking was Noble. It's now out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So the challenge has been good from South Barwon, but it's ultimately going to fall short, you would suspect, as we approach 19 minutes gone. They trail by 24 points. They need 4 goals, make it 5, and then they'll need everything to go their way as well.
So boundary throw-in, waiting for some spectators to leave the field.
So would chase for the draw.
Yeah, I think the draw's gone now. I think I'm out. I was good there for 3 and a bit quarters, but I've been blown out of the water by Cam Tudor. So Walsh from behind, goes to the front. Keris, he's wrapped up, drops the footy in the tackle. The umpire says over, and we'll have another boundary throw-in. And around the grounds for Leopold Sportsman's Club as well. Bannockburn in control, 9-10-64 lead North Geelong, 2-7-19 out at Victoria Park in the Anzac Day clash in the GDFL.
Gee, inaccuracy plaguing these games today, other than the fact that Drysdale are 24-12 leading Port 3-2-20. Here's Keris again, bursting away, low ball at the bootlaces of Tudor. Couldn't take it cleanly. Keris went off the ground, went off the side of his boot, but it's going to work out okay because there'll be a free kick. The tackle of Giray was over the shoulder, and the free kick's going to go to Paliuris, who's a chance to go back and kick his third. Kieran Paliuris, we thought he was in all sorts of trouble. We know he's playing without part of his ACL in his left knee, and when he buckled and went to ground early in the contest, we all had our hearts in our mouths, but we've been reliably informed by the man himself that it's okay. It was just a knock, and he's played out the contest and been a very, very handy contributor. And there is an Anzac medal, I believe, being presented to best on ground today, so he may be in contention. Just 40 metres out, directly in front, starts at left and has stayed left. So through from behind, and the margin is 25. 11-18-84 St Joseph's, 8-11-59 South Barwon in this final term as we're about to tick into time on the Total Tools time clock. Total Tools, every tool for every trade.
Will Sexton at full back again for the Swans. Carrick Shorty goes further and goes out wide. Mark taken no. Play on the call. Giray couldn't take it. Might fall okay towards Mel Rainey. Got a push in the back, but the umpire said no. That will be out of bounds for a throw in.
Yeah, and Mel Rainey, a couple of Karoit boys there going toe to toe.
Some good footballers that come out of Karoit.
Oof. If your surname's Gleeson, you probably went okay at the game.
Probably, I'd say so. Walsh put a hand over Davis's back, but the umpire said play on. Keris tried to shuffle it back. Gow over the boundary line, and we'll have another boundary throw in. 11-18-84 St Joey's South Barwon. 8-11-59 and played 21 and a half in this final term. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
Walsh and Davis. Davis a tap down to the front. Chance to clear now for South Barwon towards half forward. Ball's knocked away into the path of Kershaw. Quick handball release. Hutchinson heard a voice back. He gets it back towards Oscar Morrison. Oscar Morrison loops it towards Humphrey. Humphrey knew he was in trouble, so he just tapped it to his own advantage and then put a kick up the chimney towards half forward. Back with the flight. Luxford, one of those, couldn't complete the mark. And we're going to get a ball up at left half forward. In fact, it might have been Mulraney going back with the flight and a ball up. It's almost near the point of the square. Right half forward for St Joseph. They're in control. Lead by 25 late in this final quarter. Now, there's going to be a free kick off the ball. I suspect it might be against Walsh. I think he put his leg up in the ruck contest a bit dangerously, and Davis is going to take the result of a free kick at left half back. He's now called to play on.
He goes lateral. Short little kick's okay. Giray takes the mark. Holds the ball up. Pretty static football now. Goes along with the kick towards centre wing. Big pack there. No mark taken. Off hands. Still in dispute. The handball came out from Carrick. Kick over the top. Hutchinson comes over but misses it. O'Dwyer takes it. He wants to play on quickly, does. Goes long towards full forward. Mosley goes up, can't take the mark. And at the back, Ferguson has got a bit of support with Webb, who goes out. They take the mark. And the kick over the top came quickly from Morrison. He goes further afield. Finds Gow at half back. Just holds the play up now. Walsh works for him across half 40. Goes in that direction now. The big fella goes up with De Grandi at the front. Antonak gets around. Right foot kick to an open half forward position. Tudor comes out at pace. Handball was beautiful. They get it past. They go Jepson. 55 out. Open goal square is missed and through for one behind to St Joseph's. So Joey's, as we said, in control in this final term, 11-19-85. They lead South Barwon 8-11-59. 23 and a half played final term. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
Sexton to bring the ball back into play, just goes straight up the middle and hits a target, and Cunningham called to play on now, drives a kick towards our broadcast wing. Siddle will set himself to fly, won't get at the contest. It'll be a free kick for a push, and it's going to come back to Caldo. Oscar Morrison wondering where his free kick is. Caldo into the middle, finds the marking option in Carrick. Carrick drives it half forward, looking for a marking option. Can't find one in Starkey. Oscar Morrison was good. Handball on the bounce to Humphrey on debut. Humphrey just pulled the kick well to Mullen. He's been composed today at times, has Humphrey on debut. Kick to the wing. That wasn't great from Mullen, and it's taken by Hogan, who feigned a handball at the interchange gates. He'll come laterally to Doyle Madigan, and the Torquay junior will go and try and switch play to the outer side of the ground. The kick on the bounce is okay for Peters.
Peters now from the back end of the centre square, goes out wide, sets a task for Dwyer to get out there. He's got a couple against him. He's not going to be able to keep the ball in, and it's out of bounds, left half forward for South Barwon. The bowling lane's end of the ground. 10-pin bowling lane end. Throw in, Davis, Walsh. Boundary throw in now. Davis in front, gets it down, back towards the boundary. Peters, left foot kick around the corner, over the head of Dwyer. Smith gets around. Look to switching the play, but elects to go down the ground towards Hickey, punched away, back into towards the middle. Jepson, handball, Hickey, back to Jepson. They work the 1-2, inside 50, Cam Tudor, a long way away from that with driver. The ball spills out of bounds for a throw in, and it's about 40 metres around from the St Joey's goal. We'll have a boundary throw in.
I could see an umpire at AFL level after that kick doing the Usain Bolt, pain deliberate.
Razor would love that, wouldn't he?
Talking about the AFL for Leopold Sportsman's Club, Collingwood 43 lead Essendon 41, and what's shaping up to be a cracking Anzac Day clash at the MCG. Earlier today, the Hawks beat the Crows by 3 points. Boundary throw in. Bursting through the pack, Smith once again to his left boot, but lost the footy with a handball out towards Hickey. Head over the ball, Heinz tight against the boundary line, dragged off his kick by Sexton, but Smith was there to clean up. A handball to Kershaw. Kershaw steps inside the man coming towards him. His father liked that. Kick into the pocket, looking for De Grandi. Chance to clean up. Giray sends it long for South Barwon towards the outer wing, coming with a fly but not marking Siddle. Walsh was good. Handball release. Kershaw once again with a little nice spin move, and then a kick inside 50. Paliuris bounces off that massive chest of his. Couldn't take it. Found it on the ground. Through traffic was okay. Kick on the bounce to Grandy. Half volley. Couldn't take it cleanly. Driver was good. Handball all too slow. And that'll be holding the ball.
That man again.
It was Charlie Francis. Just a little bit too slow. And the free kick in the hands of Heinz. That massive chest of Kieran Paliuris. You should never try and mark on the chest, because you know what's going to happen. It's just going to bounce off.
Yeah.
He's a well put together young man, Kieran Paliuris.
Might have bounced off his gold chain, I think. He's a beast of a man.
Brand Heinz, the 2019 best and fairest. Playing more a forward role today at times, from 40 metres out, starts at left, and it's worked back nicely. So a good finish by Brand Heinz. Best on ground in the 2018 grand final from memory. Good player. Would love to be playing with his brother-in-law, Lucas Anderson, I'm guessing Dom Gleeson's probably going to put a call in one day to Brent, so do you want to play with Lucas again?
I don't think they'll have any points left, would they?
Give it a couple of years.
Yeah, true.
South Barwon, 8-11-59 stagnant. St Joseph's 12-19-91, and really this margin is really against what we've seen this afternoon at 32 points.
Yeah, I guess some of the goals they missed early, St Joseph's we spoke about, they could have put them away a little bit earlier, but apart from some forward efforts, but yeah, it's starting to really blow out now, isn't it?
Noticeable at ground level too, boys, how much better St Joey's are covering the ground in this last quarter. They are still firing on all cylinders.
Yep. Back to the middle to Grandy. Up against Davis. Davis with a big thump down. Across half-back, been great today. Goes back inboard to Grandy. Followed up the big fella. Plays on now. Goes with a right foot kick inside. Tudor on a lead. And that is good football from St Joseph's. And Cam Tudor will have a set shot for his fourth of the afternoon from about 45 out. Slight angle.
Schematic standout's going to be tough, Kirsch.
It is. I've only written 13 names. It's been a really even game, isn't it? Like, we know it's been an arm wrestle game, but there's been a couple of standouts for sure.
So Cam Tudor for his fourth of the afternoon. He comes in, right foot kick. He just eases back. It's like hitting a nice little wedge, isn't it?
Just a little 9-iron.
Nice little 9-iron. 4 goals for Cam Tudor this afternoon to finish off the work. 13-19-97 St Joseph South Barwon 8-11-59. Fourth quarter thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7 and thanks to Wilson's Real Estate. Wilson's Real Estate, Geelong property done properly. Here's Matt Kershaw.
Lever went back onto Tudor then as that matchup that it's been all day, and you're not going to beat that on a lead. Doesn't matter who you are not going to beat that on a lead.
And you were talking about that in the first half,
exactly
weren't you?
right, yeah. And Tudor's, you can see the difference when they hit up well, and Tudor was fantastic there.
Can't be far from the final siren. Joey's by 38. Davis has racked manfully all day. Won the tap that time. Adams lost in the tackle. Mulroney barges his way through. Is there a late consolation coming for South Barwon as he kicks inside forward 50? Ball not taken cleanly by Siddle. Tried to knock it to a teammate's advantage, but that didn't work out. And then dumped in the tackle and brought to ground. Might have been Hovey. And we're going to get a ball up about 45. In fact, it was Oscar Morrison dragged to ground about just inside 50. For South Barwon, right forward pocket, umpire tosses it into the air. I mean, Caldo doing the ruck work in that situation. Handball out the side door was okay. Francis gave it off. Starkey, tight angle, brings it back to the top of the goal square. That's Webb, who's been very good this afternoon down back. Not the most fashionable of players, Luke Webb. He's got the long sleeves. He's got the socks down, and he gets the job done. And he goes short into the right back pocket to Oscar Morrison, who I suspect, if Paul Corrigan's paying attention, would have liked what he's seen this afternoon from one of his Falcons listed players. He's kicked a half back drop by De Grande. Here's Hickey now just banging it for space and asking somebody to run onto it.
And they go back towards the middle of the ground. Hogan gets there for South Barwon. Handball back inboard, has to come back to Hogan quickly. Got a bit of time. The kick's going to have to be okay. It is to Starkey. Back into the centre square at half back. He goes towards O'Dwyer. Can't pick it up on the half volley to start with, but then he can. Humphrey comes down, but he gets the kick around the corner. It's a nice kick too. And he finds Noble, who goes along the line. It's okay. And they've got the ball towards Siddle, who comes back inside over the head of a couple. And St Joseph's have got the numbers at the back, and they're going to be able to run it out of defence again. And the ball comes from Smith as the siren sounds. And that is the Anzac Day clash done and dusted. And it is St Joseph's 13-19-97. They have defeated South Barwon 8-11-59.
The hold of St Joseph's over South Barwon continues. That's 13 consecutive wins for the men in red, gold and black over the gents from McDonald Reserve. It's a streak that started in the 2014 Anzac Day game and has continued well into the next decade now, with St Joseph's too good today, 13-19-97. South Barwon 8-11-59. Buzz Conway is making his way out onto the ground to have a chat for Harmac Holmes with a couple of players, and we're also going to have the presentation, I think, of the Anzac Day Cup and also the presentation of the Anzac Day medal. I'm not sure that'll happen at ground level or in the rooms, but either way, we will have a chat to a couple of players and the coaching staff from both South Barwon and St Joseph's this afternoon. As we go around the grounds, check some of the scores for Leopold Sporties, and we can tell you in the AFL, with about 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter, it is Collingwood 43 leading Essendon 41. And in the Bellarine Football League, the clash between Drysdale and Port Arlington at Mortimer Oval,